All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Welcome to the All Space, All Place Network for the College Breakdown. My name is Ray Cruz. I'm bringing my man on Dre here. How you doing, Dre?
What's going on, boss?
See if I can get him click. There you go. That's my man, Dre. How y'all doing today? You got your Gator hat on? Yeah, it's a big cocktail party coming up here in Jacksonville, Florida. We'll be breaking that game down. That's our game of the week, the Gators versus the Bulldogs in the world's largest cocktail party. And it sure is the largest world cocktail party here in Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field today. But we're going to get on going here. So last week, Dre wasn't here. He was out on his birthday party at Alaveganza here. 61?
51.
51. Oh, you're only about 3 years older than me. 2 years older than me now. Yeah, because I'm 49, so I'm right there with you.
You're getting to the club. You're almost in the club. You're almost.
I'll be there. I'll be there in June 13th.
There it is.
So it'll be a little summertime and stuff like that. So, but since you weren't here last week, we went on a bye for the break of the college pick'em. So, do you want to see what you did 2 weeks ago? You want to see a record from 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I think you probably edged me out, but I think it's pretty close now, though, right?
Yeah, for 2 weeks ago, this is your record right there for your 2 weeks. Dre, you're 30 and 15. I was 32 and 13.
It's brutal. Blow that
Overall, you're 128.83 to my 135.76 in 211 games.
I got to do some work here.
You got some work to go, bro.
I gotta do some work.
You got some work. But I know one of our games will probably be different, so I know that for a fact.
Right.
So, but yeah, when I start picking stuff like that. So I got a question for you here. I call this the question of the day, and I'll put it up on the screen there. The question of the day is: does college football need to change the overtime rule? This question is based off the Penn State Illinois game that is 9 overtime game last Saturday. The question is: do you like the overtime rules that it is when you get to the second overtime? After the second overtime, you have to go 2-point conversion all the way out until you finally somebody scores, and that's why we went on overtime.
Okay, I had a hard time going back and forth with this because Saturday and Sunday is two different things. We know that. We got to keep the kids in one level because we get it too close to Sunday because now. Then we're crossing the line if we get too close to what they're doing on Sunday. I don't like the collegiate overtime rule, but for gambling purposes only, let's keep it where it's at.
Yeah, I'm with you at that point, but the point I'm thinking about is you got to understand 2-point conversion is harder than then you go with your normal overtime at 25-yard line.
Right.
Because you got 3 plays at it. Let's say hi to Sean Bishop here. Gators loses today to Georgia.
Sean, that's offensive, bro. I haven't even had my coffee yet.
We're gonna get to that. That's why I put that to last. So you
can't say good morning, Dre. Gators gonna lose, but you just gonna come off the bat and just say Gators lose. Come on.
But yeah, so I look at the college overtime rules. And then Sean laughs out loud about it. But
okay. I kind of let's say we take the college football rule this way. Let's just give them a time limit. Boom. You get 10 minutes. Whoever's the leading score after is 0-0 for 10 minutes. Boom. Ball game. We could do that.
You could do it that way. You could do it that way. I'm thinking about instead of doing it from the 25, why don't you do it from the 45?
But see, as bad as kickers are across America, and no disrespect to any woman that is sleeping with a kicker in college, high school, or the pros, but the kicking game is not where it should be or needs to be at or any way of that matter. But what I'm saying that that's too much pressure that far back.
Well, if you look at it this way, the way I was thinking about it was, you can't get no yards to get yourself in really good field goal position, then that cuts out the overtimes going 8, 9, 10, 11. You know, this game could have gone 10, 11 overtimes. And if you're right there,
easily.
Yeah, I mean, this game could have gone wild if nobody was going to score the 2-point conversion. When you get that 3-yard line, Ram, you know, the 3-yard lines, you got to go for 2. You got to come up with some good plays and some crafty looking plays. It took them almost 3 overtimes just to get the first score.
After some of these overtime games, we wouldn't have some classics, though.
Not true.
If we go back to years past, we'd have missed out on some great pageantry of the game of college football. If we went to a new age of doing overtime rule or adjusting here and there. But for the love of the game, let the kids play. But I would rather put a time limit on it than field position. Give me a time limit over field position. I'd take that.
But you're getting some sort of like the pro rules then, because pro rules you time it, but it's first score first. They ain't first possession after the team gets the first possession. If a field goal or a touchdown, whatever, the second team gets it, they can't get the match and score, then the game is over.
So basically, we need to just leave it alone.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it the way.
But to me, I like it. I like it where it should not go. It should at least go 3 overtimes as the regular from the 25, and then you start the 2-point conversions after the third overtime.
Put it this way: if it wasn't for overtime, we wouldn't know if Byron Leftwich. You wouldn't have known what Eli Manning could have done or would have become.
Right.
Who else? Vince Young.
Yeah.
Who else prevailed in overtime? Johnny Manziel prevailed in overtime.
That's true too. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The overtime rule has helped a lot of guys get to Sunday in a way, but on the other side, us as the fan are like, hurry up and get this over with. What are we doing here?
I actually watched that game. I watched the Penn State Illinois game all the way to the end. Overtime and everything else. But to me, I think that game, 9 overtimes, I think it was kind of long.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I mean, if you got to come up with plays, and then also the starting quarterback got hurt. That's when he got hurt in that second overtime. So they brought in the guy fresh off the bench, and he actually beat Penn State, from Illinois stuff.
My marriage is way too many.
Yeah, so Thursday night scores here. It's your Thursday night scores. Troy 28, Coastal Carolina number 24, Coastal Carolina 35, South Florida 14, East Carolina 29. Friday scores Navy 20 at Tulsa 17. Navy came back to win that game. UNLV 20 and Nevada 51. So that's your Thursday and Friday night scores recap there. Anything exciting to hit you out on those scores?
That Navy game shocked me because I was all caught up in the World Series, of course. That Navy game shocked me. I was watching on the bottom of the screen. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So you're talking about that. Here's the rankings. The rankings top 25, Georgia, Cincinnati, Alabama moved over Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Michigan State, Iowa, and Ole Miss wraps up your top 10. So any surprise in the top 25?
No, I'm liking what they've put together. I have not been disappointed with the rankings this year in a long time. Years past.
Right.
Before we get to week 6, everybody's always bickering back and forth. But I think this year they have pretty much solved it all. We've let it play out on TV, and it has happened. Nobody has said this should happen. It really happened.
But there's one issue last week I was going to bring up. You weren't here. That I talked about the Alabama issue. They lost to an unranked Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. They only dropped 4 spots. They dropped in number 5. Okay. Now, other teams that lost to unranked teams dropped 8 or 9 spots down. Do you see why they only dropped Alabama down 3 or 4 spots. Then rest of the teams there this year that dropped down to like 8 or 9 after losing to a non-ranked team.
That's a great question and point. Here's the way I put it. If you're in unfamiliar territory, you're going to fall far. But if you're accustomed to being there all the time, you're not going to go far at all. It's like today. Let's say Cincinnati loses today. They may drop out of the top 10 because this is unfamiliar territory for them. But if you're a team that's regularly in the top 10, top 15, top 20, and you lose to an unranked team, you're not going to fall as far as people may think you may fall.
Well, Penn State dropped 13.
What's that?
Penn State dropped 13 to losing to Illinois. They went from they went number 7 to 20.
Illinois.
Yeah,
that's Illinois.
But as a power, the thing is, it's a Power 5 conference school in the Big Ten.
It's like when
it might be the lower tier. It might be a lower tier of the top 20 of the Power 5 in Big Ten, but it's still a Power 5 school.
It's like when Tebow was there, we lost to Mississippi State. We didn't fall that far, and we still won the national championship.
Right. I'm just saying, but some people look at it. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about it too. It was a whole Facebook discussion.
You think Bama should have fell further?
I think Bama should have fell at least if they're going to drop it. If you're averaging 6 or 8 spots down, they should have dropped Alabama them 6, 8, or 7 spots down.
But what did
I'm telling you,
Bama? Everybody behind Bama that weekend, I can't recall right now. What did they do? Did
most
they
of them won
games like 52-3 or 48-0 or
most of the top 10 won that game, but they only dropped Alabama down to number 5.
Wasn't it 3 losses in the top 10 or 3 top 15 that weekend?
I don't know. I have to go back and look, but I don't
think
so.
It was like significant losses that weekend.
Yeah.
They weren't the only upset, but I feel what you're saying. But again, that's Bama, that's Saban, that's money, that's the SEC.
I know. I just want to put that there because I've seen a lot of people fighting about it. I just want to get your opinion on it.
I like that though. That is a good point to bring up. That when Bama loses, is really, if you don't lose in November, you're not going to affect Nick Saban.
Right.
It's not going to phase him. It's just all about the seeding and getting to the SEC championship, and now with the college football playoff picture, it's about that now. But if they would have fell further, would that have affected him today? Probably not. I still want to hear what he said to that team at halftime. Someone please release that video.
Probably wasn't no talking. It was probably chairs throwing and everything else.
He choked somebody.
But let me ask you another opinion. What we talked about was the Dan Mullen situation at Florida. Is he on the hot seat?
Yes.
After that loss to LSU?
For sure. If you're a college football fan and you have a team, you ride with a school or whatever, you don't expect to win every game. There's some realism that come into play. I mean, you have to be real with the situation. I do not expect Florida to win every game, but you do expect your team to compete in every game. And I don't feel as though Florida has been competing in every game. And in college football, you can really point the finger at who's to blame as opposed on Sundays. And he is to blame for the fact we can't move the ball that way, meaning the right direction. We're moving the ball this way, that way, and that way. And in college football, when it's not going the right way, direction of scoring a touchdown, I'm looking at the head coach. And Dan Mullen is the problem. I don't know if COVID messed him up. His wife can't kiss all the players in the mouth anymore. I don't know if he's trying to go to the next level on Sundays and get on somebody's coaching staff. But something is going on with the offensive movement in Florida. And if it's not going to happen today, bye-bye Dan Mullen. But it's easy to fire people, but who are you going to bring in?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there on that situation and stuff like that. But my question here is Dan Mullen going to get fired this year, or will it be the defensive coordinator in Grantham in the defense way they've been playing? Will he to make changes there first before he decide to fire him, or are they going to let him make that change, or are they just going to fire both of them at the same time?
I don't think Steve Spurrier is a good component of firing a coach in the middle of a season, as we should have done Ron Zook years ago. But Dan Mullen already has the paper on his desk, a little posted already. Lose today, you up out of here. No matter what. No matter what. He has to go. This is it. He's going to finish out the year like Ed Jerome. But right now, we got to find the right person and not just recruiting, but leading my great men in orange and blue to victory. And I don't see anybody out there in the chamber that can fulfill that movement right now.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'm available to hire. Coach Dre is here. Coach Dre is here. I got my advisor, Coach Dre ready.
You're gonna go with the C Sperry advisor, and then you're gonna have all the jump passes back and stuff. I can go in
anybody's house and convince them to come to Florida. I can do it. I can give the talk.
And you're gonna
talk to grandmamas, uncles, the people that raise you, them boys down the street, the drug dealers that let you live. I got the talk. I can talk to the girlfriend, the side chick, the side dude. I can do it. I can recruit.
You might recruit, but what on your recruiting spill be? The jump pass? You bring the jump pass back?
Oh, no. Look, I'm going old school. I'm bringing that running game back. I'm bringing back the 5 receiver formation. I'm going to bring back true fashion SEC football from the 80s and the 90s. Yeah.
That might still work, though. I mean,
yeah. Nobody's doing it.
No.
Nobody's doing it. Not one school in the SEC is doing it. Everybody's trying to go California, RPO, be on the stage, all in the videos, instead of doing what actually works for you to win.
I like the old-fashioned hook and ladder.
Yeah. I'm telling you. People think that's boring, but it won.
Oh, yeah.
It won games. And people now are trying to implement their own system. Well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What happened to the days of using the greatest ability of the athlete that you brought to the program to help you win? If I go out and get a pocket passer, well, I'm going to make them run.
Right.
If I go out and get a high school kid that had over 6,000 yards running the ball, well, I'm going to try to make him receiving back. What the hell? Who does that?
These trends, man. It's just I was talking to one of my friends back home. We were talking. Our head football coach passed away. He passed away about 4 years ago. We're all reminiscing, talking about it and stuff like that. And he came out of a college ranking out of the Citadel.
Citadel.
And, he brought a lot of option plays and stuff like that. But he was one of the kinds that if he had a pocket quarterback, he scrapped his playbook and dressed everything around a pocket passer. He did the same thing with a running back. We had a good running game doing. He changed his plays around to accommodate the running. So teams really couldn't pick up what we were doing on offensively and defensively. And because our defense we ran a 4-5-5, we ran a 4-3, we ran a 3-4, and we inverted to the 4-4 Bear defense. And
that's what's up.
And he was talking about it in college. Teams don't do that no more. They don't mix up anything. They don't run multiples and stuff like that, because if you get stagnated on one, team is going to start picking you up. But if you run some little bit of multiple, maximum and different formation, different plays at once in a while, you got to, stick it in. But you don't see college football team actually mixing up the plays that much. They're just going from the RPO, from a run to an RPO, quick pass.
It's like, I don't know if you do this or not, but sometimes I like to challenge myself and I watch football with the volume down just to see what the offense, what the defense is doing, what the communication is like. I'm intrigued by things like that. And there's a lot of trends versus the analytics that are going on right now. And I don't like it. It's like they're trying to get us hooked on something that's not going to last for a very long time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with what happened in the 80s and 90s in college football. Nothing at all. It was exciting. It was beautiful. It was memorable. Some of these guys became household names on Sundays because of what they did on Saturdays in the 80s and the 90s. And now these guys right now, one-hit wonders.
Yeah, if you look at I like what your point is. You talking about the way the old school football and all that ran. To me, when he was still my coach, high school coach, he called me up. He says, Man, what is these? They started changing right when he got ready to almost, pass away and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He calls me up all the time because I was his coach on the field. He always called me up and he's like, "Man, could you run these plays again? Could you call these plays and stuff like that in school?" And that's what he asked me. He said, "No, I couldn't call these plays in high school, man, because these plays don't make sense half the time. I mean, you tuck it into the running back, you pull it out, and you quick pass. I mean, to
It's
me,
like
that's
Madden,
just
video game.
yeah. It's
They're
like a
just
big
hitting buttons now. They're just hitting buttons. They're
yeah.
not
It's just
looking at
like
the defense.
it's just like you hit your circle button, and my that just reminded me of what he said too. My football coach, he's like, "Man, don't hit that O button." I'm like, "Why? You want his spin?" No, don't. No. You ain't set them up right. You can't hit the O button. And that's what some of the terminology he used. He used like the O button. Then you got the right trigger button. It's make you go fast. He said, I can't hit the right trigger button before you make you go fast. You got to make yourself go fast.
There it is.
And stuff like that. But he said the old school way of running footballs and stuff like that is going to change completely. And he said, he tried to watch football and he can't watch it hardly. And he passed away about 2 or 3 years ago, and I can remember what they said. Because they asked me to speak at his funeral, and I spoke at his funeral and stuff like that. And they asked me. I played middle linebacker, and I ran tailback when they need me to.
Did you guys win state?
No, we lost in the semifinals.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was
a football guy in high school. I was a baseball dude.
Yeah, see, to me, and when we played Purnell Sweat down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it started raining, and we were looking at the field, and it was all muddy, and I mean, our cleats were going all the way. Both teams' cleats we couldn't even find cleats to stay on top of the surface. We were sinking in the mud. We came out of we had to call timeouts like 3 or 4 different times, and we had unlimited timeouts because they said we couldn't run the ball like we supposed to. They gave us unlimited timeouts, both teams, to go over there and switch that cleats out because we had big, like running cinder blocks type deal, mud caked all over the thing. I mean, our cleats were sinking all the way in. We couldn't get no traction. The final score was 3-0.
Oh man.
And let me tell you, he got the field goal kicker for that team got lucky because he slipped as he was kicking the football. And it hit the crossbar and flips in. They caught the ball. At the right end. So when it flipped, it hit the tail end and it flipped right in.
That's a quiet bus ride home.
Oh man, that was 5.5 hour bus ride home.
Man, I won. We didn't win state, but we won the public high school league championship. And my coach had never done that before, and he had been coaching over 30 years at the time. So it was pretty special for us to win it for him. And my school was not known for baseball. As for football and basketball and track, because I went to the oldest African-American high school west of the Mississippi, Sumner High School, 1875.
Oh, okay.
So we won the PHL championship in 1989. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I went to high school, and then we played against Rodney Rogers. It was in our conference in basketball and football.
Rodney Rogers, did he go to NC State?
No, he went to Wake Forest.
Wake Forest, okay, yeah, I remember that.
But he played at Durham Hillside. He was a great tight end. He could have gone to college to play tight end if he wanted to, because he played tight end in high school. And
he's a big one. Yeah, and we've been real big, yeah.
And we always beat him, and he always avoided coming my direction. Even though he was a big boy.
How tall are you, Ray?
I'm only 5'10". I was 5'10", 250 back then. They call me the stocky white boy. That's what they call me. Because I went to a predominant all black school.
No kidding. I can tell by your vernacular.
I
can tell you've been around us by the way you talk.
Yeah. I've been around, it was all black school. I was only a handful of white people on the football team. I got stereotyped when we went to play high school football game. They'd see everybody come off the bus. And they made sure I exit towards the last of the bus because they didn't want to get no ideas and stuff like that. So got out of the bus and I come out and they all look and they all clowning me because the whole conference was just basically, all the predominant black people and those few white people in there. And it was funny because I played high school. I played church ball with Rodney Rogers before.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's like,
we got to get Rodney on the show, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. He's paralyzed from the waist down now.
Oh man,
from the neck down. Yeah, he went back to my hometown and had a 4-wheel accident. And
man, you know what? I kind of remember hearing about that now.
And the 4-wheel landed on top of him and crushed him. And he's got a computer that talks to him. He talks to a computer, reads his mind and what he wants, the thoughts, and it'll talk to you. That's how he communicates now.
Man.
Yeah, he's living in Robinson, North Carolina. He was in Atlanta for a while. The rehab facility, what they did with
Muhammad Massaquoi.
Yeah, and Reed, the Superman, Christopher Reed.
Yeah,
he was at the same place they were at. But anyway, we were playing basketball and stuff like that. And he played football. He's like, and they always asked him, "Why don't you ever go up the middle where that white kid is? Because you're bigger than he is." He said, but that white kid put me on my butt, and I don't feel like getting put on my butt like that again. So he's like, and he went over and told one of his friends real quick. He went over and talked to one of his friends. He says, "Hey, run the ball up the middle since you think you're so bad. Run the ball up the middle and see what happens to you." So the guy gets the ball. They call the play, run up the middle, and I nailed the dude. And he fumbles the ball. His face mask busted wide open, but it hit him so hard because he landed right there, and his face mask come off his freaking helmet. And they looked at him like, "Dude, man," he said, "that's why you don't run the middle with him."
Oh man! And you say you went to high school with a predominantly black school, right?
Correct.
I went to an all-black high school. There was one white lady that went there, and she was pregnant the whole time I was in school. To this day, I don't know her name. To this day, I don't know her name.
But it was funny because we played basketball. I was on the basketball team because I could shoot the three. And every time
you pull up, you had a J on you, huh?
Yeah. So every time I got in the game, they're like, "White," and we played against Rodney and them. And he says, one of the guys says, "White boy in the game, leave him open." Rodney said, "You better get on his butt." He said, "No, I'm gonna leave him open." I counted like 3 or 4 threes right there. Rodney said, "You gonna get up on him now?" Oh, he can't even make those all game. Dude, I finished with 28 points. And Rodney got mad at him. But yeah. So I mean,
oh man, you dressing up for Halloween?
No.
Your kids dressing up for Halloween?
Yeah, one is dressing up as a baseball player. I don't know what the other one's doing.
You pass out candy or not?
No, we actually go out. We go out through the neighborhood, so we don't have time to pass out candy. By the time we come back here, it's all over.
Here's I got 2 kids. About Halloween. I posted this on my show yesterday. When I was a kid, Halloween was on October 31st. That was the day you went trick-or-treating. The past 10 years, Halloween's changed every year. So if people going trick-or-treating tonight or tomorrow?
Then our neighborhood does it tomorrow. We do it actually on the 31st.
Okay. Because my neighborhood association, they posted on our page are we going trick-or-treating Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? I'm like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I thought Halloween was the 31st.
Well, I mean, everybody does it like the church. My church did their Halloween on Wednesday night, and then the elementary school my son went to, did the trunk or treat last night.
I like those. Those are pretty good. There's a local guy here in St. Louis named Brock. He does a good job in this little community called Lemay. They does this trunk or treat down there. That's a pretty cool activity for people that do that. Keep up that great work. That's a pretty cool idea. It's safe, and everybody seems to love it.
Well, we're going to get here. We're going to take our first break here, and then we'll come back, and we'll start breaking down and getting our pick'ems ready for Saturday, so we'll be right back.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports, All Place Network. And this is the college breakdown show. We're getting ready to break down. Montez will be right back here. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to break down a little bit more here for today's show. We're going to be breaking down all the big games here today. We're going to go all the way down. We got 17 games, so we're actually going to break down solid, but we got the whole kick and boodle of pickings that we're going to be doing here all the way out. So, and then our game of the week will be the Georgia at Florida, which game is the game of the week here at the College All Sports Play Network. The game is located at TIA Bank Field here in Jacksonville, Florida, where I'm located at in the Jacksonville area. I'm going to try to see if I can get some tickets for a little bit of cheaper price for that and stuff. So my boy Montez is back, so we're getting ready to bring up the, pick them here. All right, Montez, welcome back. We're all back on here. Let's get started here. We got 17 games we got total. We're going to try to break out completely. Let's get with the number 2 Cincinnati Tulane. This is one of our pick 'em games here. So who do you have in this ball game?
I haven't really seen a complete Cincinnati game. I feel the hype. I'm just seeing the highlights of the team. I'm looking at the statistics, the numbers, and all that. I'm pulling for Cincinnati today, but I want to watch them play this game because Tulane has done some incredible things with the football program as well as the basketball programs in years past. And this is Halloween weekend. Strange things happen. I want to see if Cincinnati really got what everybody's talking about, and I'm intrigued about this quarterback that everybody's in love with.
Well, I watched the first all the way up to halftime of that Cincinnati Notre Dame game, and the quarterback is actually pretty good. He makes pretty good decisions and stuff like that. He takes care of the football. For Tulane to win this ball game, they're gonna have to turn him over, and this guy doesn't really make too many mistakes either. Freddie said good morning. Surprised he can say roll
Freddie?
tide. I'm surprised he didn't go there and say roll tide. But anyway,
Freddie is comical, man.
Let me see if I can do Freddie.
Man, you guys lucky I ain't got to go to work.
But yeah, anyway, it's all cool here. It's all cool. I got my Halloween banner up. Happy Halloween. Even though tomorrow's Halloween, we're not gonna be on the air tomorrow for our show. So I just put Happy Halloween for everybody and put the ghost and a pumpkin up there. Make it a little festivity, and then we got a pink for the breast cancer this month. So that's why we got the pink up. So I have a couple of friends that had breast cancer. So and I had a cousin
support, love,
going through it right now. So So it is the breast cancer awareness month and stuff like that. So who you got? You got Tulane or you got Cincinnati?
I'm taking the natty on this one, Ray. I'm gonna take the natty.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, me and you both got that one. I don't see Tulane. Tulane's hype got a little hype when they played Oklahoma, and that was first game of the season, stuff like that. So
they got this tailgate food looking good. Sorry about that.
All right, you're watching that TIA Bankfield.
A college game day, they got this barbecue looking good, man.
Yeah, if you got the SEC network on, watch on Tebow and them. They're down here in Jacksonville today. So is college game day, ain't it?
College game day is there right now. Then college game day and Fox are both in Michigan, which is weird to me.
Yeah,
weird. Yeah.
So bringing about that game, that brings us up to a big breakdown of a game here. We have Michigan State versus Michigan here. This is in this game is played at Spartan Stadium in East Lansing, Michigan. This game is on Fox. Michigan comes in 7-0. Michigan State coming in 7-0. Michigan is ranked number, let me find on my sheet here, is number 6. And Michigan State comes in at number 8.
Yeah.
Yep. Top 10 matchup. So what do you think is going to happen today in this ball game? Is this going to be is going to have any snow? Going to have any kind of drama, weather prediction, or any kind of thing going your way?
Man, the way I feel about Sparty and Captain Khaki Pants, and I'm looking at Tebow right now on the SEC Network as I speak with you. I'm pulling for Michigan in this one, but when these two teams play and they're both ranked, crazy things have happened. Crazy things. Weather, I hope weather is a big part of it. I really, whether it's cold, rainy, or whatever it may be, I want weather to be a big part of this game outcome. Because if it's impeccable weather, it's going to be a blowout. Michigan State going to beat the hell out of Michigan. But if there's a little dip in something, I think Michigan has a chance. But still, it's going to be an intriguing game in the history of this matchup. Now, come on now. The history is just too much from the days of Bo Schembechler. And now Captain Khaki Pants, where can you go wrong?
You know, remember back in the day when you had Chris Jackson, you know, Ben Schembechler, Bo Schembechler on the sideline, and
Bo Schembechler.
And I can still remember what Chris Jackson said. Bo Schembechler is going to run the ball right down your throat, and if you don't stop it, you ain't got nothing going. And then he gets so loud and stuff like that. It seems like he gets all happy and stuff. But, yeah, I agree with you. If you look at what the Wolverines have done here against Western Michigan, Washington, and Northern Illinois are at least decent with 335 yards rushing or more against those teams. I know they're not like a Michigan State or anything like that. Michigan State's defense has been pretty good. But Michigan State has run into some issues a few times in a row and stuff like that. But when they went down to Miami, they played excellent down in Miami and stuff like that. So do you think that 335 yards rushing, if Michigan gets that, you think they win this ball game?
If Michigan is able to run the ball, yeah. If they're able to run the ball like that, yeah, for sure. For sure. But my thing is, sometimes he overanalyzes the situation, Captain Khaki Pants, that being Harbaugh. He'll see what his team is doing well at, but then sometimes he'll second-guess himself and go against the grain and try something different. And then us at home are like, what's going on? This here was just working. Why would you go away from that? Then they'll win the game in a close outcome or either get blown out in the second half when he changed up what was working. That's what I do not want to happen. But that's classic Harbaugh, though. But he's his hardest critic.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that thing. But this year he has not done that. This year he stayed with the running game.
I think he finally has somebody on the coaching staff who is not afraid to say no to him or go sit down. He has somebody now on that coaching staff that can speak to him in a way that no one else has before. It's not being disrespectful. It's just saying, Coach, look, I don't think that is the right thing to call or to do or to use that substitution right now. He finally has someone like that on the coaching staff. Don't know who it is, but it's somebody, and he's listening.
Yeah, I agree with you in that situation, Dre. But do you see any holes in this Michigan defense against Sparty in today's matchup?
Yeah, on the passing game. The passing game. I'm scared of that. The deep ball against Michigan secondary. I'm afraid of that. And Michigan State can do that. They can do that very well. In years past, we've known what Michigan produced for as linebackers in the secondary. But that's not there. It's not at the maturization process of that yet.
I know Harbaugh has mixed it up his man-to-man coverage and his zone coverage. His zone coverage, they haven't got any broke throughs, but his man-to-man has some issues. Now, how does he not tip his hand if he's playing zone or man-to-man?
I throw some more stunts out there, mix things up a little bit more in the first half as opposed to the second half when usually you're trying to preserve or sustain the opportunity to take the lead in the game. You don't want to overplay it, but still we want to let them know we're here. You got to attack the whole game. Don't let up. If I'm Michigan going into this game, I'm not holding back at all. I'm not going to wait till that 10-minute mark late in the third quarter to try something different and new.
And when we was talking about they like to mix up the man-to-man zone, sometimes you mix it up by look like you're going to play zone, let the guy get off the ball, and the next thing you know, you got a man trailing him. So he's got a different disguise on the defense. You think he'll run any like NFL type disguises where It looked like he's playing press coverage, and then turns out to be a zone coverage.
That's a great point. I would if I was him, because Michigan State receivers are like, they can extend the play. The quarterback's in trouble, but they're still running down the field. And that's the most dangerous thing in college football. You got that one receiver that's still running down the field while the defense is coming in because the quarterback is running the other way. They got to be careful on that. But I like the disguises and the different stunts if they're in the lead or the game is in a situation they can control. But if it's way out of hand, that's when they're guessing the situation. And Michigan get in that, it's a blowout time for Michigan State. Go Sparty. But I hope the Wolverines can pull it out. What kind of jacket this dude got on is killing me.
But I mean, if you look at it this way, let's really flip it a little bit here. Let's talk about Michigan State. Michigan State likes to do a lot of pass rushing. So now to get away from the pass rush, here comes that delay handoff.
Play action,
or you do the delay handoff too.
Handoff, draws, all that.
So
if they're going to attack on the edges, that's going to open up the run game even more. So yeah.
So the combat with that is, will Jim Harbaugh roll the pocket more with his quarterback, and that is situation? If you roll it into that blitz.
See, that's the thing, because if you roll, what if the linebacker doesn't back off and cover the tight end, or the running back try to come out of the backfield? What if he's eyeing the quarterback for that RPO? Now we got a problem. What if it's the left, what if it's the right, or the middle? So you got to be real selective if you want to roll that quarterback. Are we going to play pocket passer? Are we going to play option quarterback? So I think that's going to be justified within the first two possessions, I think, of Michigan in the first half, on what they're going to do when it comes to how the quarterback is going to play based off of the pressure from Michigan State. To me.
Yeah. I like that analogy, but also you can roll the opposite direction, because that, depends on which defensive ends is coming too.
Right, and then you got that line. I mean, they're going to shift. I mean, what kind of defense is they're playing based on what Harbaugh wants to do? I think we both saying the same thing.
Yeah.
If Michigan State is looking at this, okay, if he's going to be a moving quarterback, let me get a mobile linebacker in here, because the edges are coming no matter what. They're coming.
Yeah, you're right. But I can give you a little analogy to that too. If you blitz that linebacker, guess what's susceptible to that linebacker blitzing?
Somebody's going to be open on the blitz. We all know that. But I'm saying I'm not blitzing the linebacker.
I know, like if Michigan State does decide to blitz that linebacker today, that little screen pass is going to be waiting for him.
Yeah, it's going to be right there.
Because Jim Harbaugh likes to know if that linebacker is coming. He'll always put that screen right behind that linebacker that's blitzing.
When you're a head coach and you're a former quarterback and you did well at it, you're always going to have your favorite play that you like doing. I don't care if it's in Pop Warner, high school, college, or the NFL. You're going to have your favorite play in that repertoire of all offensive plays. So Harbaugh has a favorite play. We all know what his favorite play is, and that's one of them.
Now, this is another intrigue in this matchup is Mel Tucker, former NFL defensive coordinator, versus a quarterback and offensive-minded coach, and Jim Harbaugh as a NFL coach also. So Mel Tucker is tripping down the bit here to run some of his NFL style defense. Will you see you think Mel will run some of his NFL style defense against Jim Harbaugh in this game?
Maybe. That's going to be a good chess match, I think. I really do. That's going to be a great chess match.
So we got Michigan running the ball is going to help them win this game. What does Michigan State have to do on offense to win the game? Pass the ball down the field?
Don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over at all.
How about like forcing the ball into coverage that is not there?
No. You force it. Forcing means turnovers. And that's not going to work at all. That is not going to work at all.
If both team does that, do we see a field position game in the first two quarters, get everything filled out and open up in the third and fourth quarter?
That's a good one because I think Michigan has the better kicking game than Michigan State, but Michigan State is better at utilizing field position, if that makes any sense at all. But I don't think it's going to come down to that. I think both of these guys are going to come out attacking, looking at the ranking, and considering what's online this late in the year.
Michigan State, they saying that, some people are saying that the penalty is going to be a big play for Michigan State because they do way too many penalties and has issues on third down, doesn't control the clock, and it's last in the Big Ten in the pass defense and first down allowed. That's Michigan State.
It's going to be a very statistical game if there's no score after the first quarter. All kind of numbers are going to pop up.
And then you got Michigan might not be sensational, but it's steady, it's great on third down, doesn't turn the ball over, and is almost the best in the nation in time possession. It's because that he went back to his old style running game. He went back in this playbook and got his thing that was working for him when he first got there. Like you say, he went away with a lot of time, but then he went back and probably watched films and say, "Hey, I need to get back to my old roots here," and that's what he did with this year's team. I mean,
exactly.
He's trying to save his job, basically.
At this point in college football, there's probably 10 people trying to save their job this weekend.
Well, this one right here is going to be one of it because there's a rivalry between Michigan and Michigan State, and Ohio State will be the next one because he hasn't beat Ohio State yet. I don't think he's beaten Ohio State since he's been at Michigan.
Nope.
So,
I mean, that's a tough task. I mean, if you're a Michigan coach, you beat Michigan State, you beat the Ohio State, and you can beat Penn State and Wisconsin, you're a hero.
Yeah.
You're a hero. Well, if you can do that while you're there, you're a hero. You're something from another world if you can pull that off.
The line on this game is Michigan's favored by 4.5, and over and under is 50.5. So who do you have in this ball game?
I told you I'm going Michigan, man. I got a feeling that Captain Khaki Pants, he needs this. I know his job is on the line. No pun intended. He's on the hot seat for sure on this one, but this would really put the resume on a whole new level where he's able to do this.
Yeah, I got Michigan too. I don't think Michigan State. I've seen what Michigan State has done, but I think that defense and that rushing game from Michigan is going to be a little bit too much for them to do in this because I think it's going to have a lot of penalties impacts in this ball game. So I took Michigan also. The next game on the slate is Iowa versus Wisconsin. And this is one of the games that we're going to break down here too. This game is at 2:00. It's at Lincoln Pulaski Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's on the Big 12 Network, ESPN Plus. Iowa State is – I'm sorry. I'm talking about Iowa State.
Iowa's number 9, right?
Yeah, number 9. Here we go. I pulled the wrong game notes. All right. Sorry, this is at 12:00, Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin on ESPN. Iowa 6-1. Wisconsin is 4-3. Wisconsin's better than that 4-3 record. They played a lot of teams close. They played Penn State pretty close to the beginning of the year. They got rocked by Notre Dame.
This battle of the Big Ten West, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what do you look for Iowa to do in this ball game?
Looking at the numbers, this game is real close. I think points per game, Iowa's at 28, and I think Wisconsin's at 21.1. Defense, 18.4 to 14.6, I believe, but the rushing game is pretty much even. But the passing game is what intrigues me about Iowa. They can throw the ball. So the difference is going to be not turning the ball over. Because the rushing game to me is pretty much even matched. I think it may be like 35 to 45 yards difference in the rushing game between these two when it comes to teams' rushing averages. But I like Iowa. But if this game was the ranking of Michigan State, this would be a big-ass game. Big game. If Wisconsin lived up to the hype, the jump around, and Iowa still was here, this would be a huge game. Huge game. But I'm going to take it for what it is, and I'm going to pull for Iowa and my good friend Sarah. She's a huge Iowa fan.
I look at it in 2 points here. I look at it this way: both teams are solid defensively. That's a given point. Wisconsin's got probably one of the best linebackers in the country. You know, their linebacker core is it's a tackling machine.
Put out some good linebackers.
Yeah, their linebackers are a good tackle machine. They got a good up front seven. They're weak on the corners, and they're weak in that safety area. So, like you said, if Iowa can get the running game going or they get the passing game going and open up that running game, then if they get all that going, Wisconsin's gonna be a long day in Camp Randall. But then again, you're playing in Camp Randall, you're playing in front of the home crowd. They play good at home. They play good at home better than they do on the road. If you look at it, the steady stream of bad, giving up 17 times this year in seven games, 28 times in the 12 games. Going back to the middle of 2019, the program has turned it over 45 times in 22 games for an average of just over 2 giveaways per game.
Right.
That's why they're predicting Iowa to win this ball game. It's because that they have forced turnovers.
I think it's 56.3% is pulling for Iowa.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I mean, talking about the turnover game, what does Wisconsin on the side of the ball have to do? They take control of this ball game, because if you look at what Wisconsin have done, you got they said the center, it's an NFL star center for Wisconsin, and Tyler Linderbaum, who is not all that great in blocking. And I don't understand that statement that they're trying to make. If he's going to be a future NFL, but he's not a great blocking.
It sounds like a hater in the building, ladies and gentlemen. But here's what I think that Wisconsin needs to do. Wisconsin, if you look at their record, how they lost, how they've won, there's not really that much of a difference other than holding on to the ball, but taking the opportunity when you get a turnover. That's the only disparity to me when it comes to Wisconsin football this year. They have one of the top linebackers in the country. Okay,
and then
is what you're saying,
right?
And they're playing in Wisconsin today, right?
Yeah, in Camp Randall.
So we got the jump around fan support right there, but sometimes that always not been a positive thing.
But I
mean,
Wisconsin,
I think they need to play old-fashioned Wisconsin football. Maybe Ron Dane should show up unexpectedly today.
Wisconsin is number 1 in the nation against the run, and that is with a win over Army and another against Illinois' offense that cranked up 300 yards rushing in 2 of the last 3 games. Badgers are ranked number 2 in total defense behind Georgia. Is 10th in passing yards allowed. Just assumed 8 tackles were lost and go from there. So if I was got to do this, I was going to have to try to generate some run. They have to generate some kind of run, because if they don't, Wisconsin defense is going to start lighting them up with all them zone blitz that they got. They like to run the zone blitz schemes. They like to run the man-to-man blitz. They like to run stunts up the middle. I mean, if you look at it, Christie has got his defensive coordinator calling all kinds of freaking defensive problems. And if you look at some of the games, they've been in most of all their games, and that defense is keeping them in the games, and their offense is struggling. So what does Wisconsin got to do on offense? They got to run the ball. They got to pass the ball. But the problem is that wide receivers are inconsistent of catching football.
Yes. Yep. They got receivers there. They have a lot of catches, but they don't have no yak. The yak is not there. They're just catching the ball. And there is no yak, meaning kids at home that don't understand. It's yards after catch. They don't have many. My God, they just brought a cheerleader on stage. They don't have many of that. So they need to catch the ball and run. That's one thing.
Right.
Good Lord. They must do that. Are you watching the SEC Network?
No. I got all my screens. I got all my screens right now in use for all my notes and stuff.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry for the distraction.
That's why I don't watch it.
That's what they must do, Wisconsin, to me. The receivers got to catch the ball, because they're catching the ball. I think one guy has 23 catches for like 123 yards. That makes no sense to me. You're a receiver with that many catches and that little of yards. So they're not able to extend the play. So if they can extend the play after the catch, I think Wisconsin's going to have good success with that. But if they just catching it for yards, not going to be a good day for them.
You know, if you look at it this way here, Iowa comes in this game rested. It should be a whole lot fresher than it played against Purdue. It's coming off of at least 3 takeaways against the Badgers offense that give the ball away like it's fun-sized Kit Kats. That's what they call it, fun-sized Kit Kats. You know, you snap the Kit Kats off. That's how they do it. Pick the ball away. You know, there's an over and under is 3.5. Actually, Wisconsin's favored by 3.5 in this ball game. The over and under is 36 point.
What is over under now?
Over and under is 36.5.
Wow. It dropped tremendously.
Yeah,
on Thursday, it was at 50.5.
Now it's 36.5 over and under, and Wisconsin's a 3.5 point favorite.
Gatorade.
Over an Iowa team that's ranked. So, who are you picking for win this ball game today?
I'm going with Iowa. I'm going with Iowa on this.
All right, this is going to be the first game that we are different. Yeah, I'm going to go with Wisconsin because I have a feeling the jump around is going to come, and I think Iowa just going to be. You know, I think Michigan's playing at home. I think Michigan's got the best defense out of both of them. I'm sorry, Wisconsin's got the best defense out of all of them, and I think the defense is going to win this ball game. I can see the score. I can see the score. Technically, I can see the score 7-3 if you want. Basically, it's going to be a low-scoring football game anyway because both teams likes to run the football, and passing game is probably going to be null and void unless I would somehow start taking advantage of that.
Right.
So
right. You see this as a blowout or real? I got this coming down to a field goal. I got that game real close.
I have the score. I can see the score be 7-3 at the final. I can see that score.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I got like 17-14.
Yeah, most people are picking
be a real close game, one possession type thing. Real close game though, because if you look at the numbers, defense, offense, stopping the run, passing game. Now that's the only positive thing. Iowa passing game is much better than Wisconsin's passing game coming in this year. But the rushing game is pretty much evenly matched. The defensive offset of stopping the run and the pass is pretty much here and there. It's going to be a real close game.
All right, so it's 10 o'clock. We're going to hit one more break here, and then we'll get back, and we'll be breaking down the Texas at number 16 Baylor. So we'll be right back on the All Sports, All Place Network. This is College Breakdown. Let me get that.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports, All Place Network. This is Ray Cruz from the College Sports Breakdown Show. We're getting ready to break it back down here. We're getting back into our pick'ems. Next game we're going to go is going to be the Texas Baylor game. This game is at noon. Is at McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas. At ABC, Texas comes at 4-3. Baylor comes in at 6-1. Bring my good friend Montez back on the show here. So we got a big.
We're keeping the Gator Blue, by the way. Gator Blue Gatorade today.
Oh, you can get the orange. You didn't mix it all together, make it orange and blue.
No.
You didn't want fruit punch?
No.
Come on now. Fruit punch is good.
No.
Good
try.
Yeah, you could always turn it into like the Atlanta Braves colors, you know.
You said we got the Baylor game, right? I got that written down here.
Yeah, we got the Texas and Baylor game.
Texas at Baylor. Yeah.
Yep. So what do you think about this game here in Waco, Texas? You think the people are going to escape from the asylum to come to watch this game today?
That's the thing. Texas and Baylor are always a great matchup. Always. Great fan base. They travel. They support each other, whether it's you're tailgating a bonfire or not. I wish the ranking was there for Texas, but this still is not going to let up from the Longhorns trying to come in there and do some naughtiness there in Waco. But Baylor's looking good, man. Baylor's looking really, really good. I like the receivers. I like the secondary. I like the linebacking core. I like what's coming in the next few years for Baylor from the transferring notes that we've heard about and also the high school commits they already have. But I got a feeling it's going to be a high-scoring game, very high-scoring game. We all know Texas has that COVID defense. Everybody stays 6 feet back. So there's going to be a lot of points put up, lots of points put up.
So what do you think about Texas running back Robertson? He's a factor in every game, but he looks like by the time the second half rolls around, fourth quarter rolls around, they stop going to him. Why does Texas stop going to Robinson around the mid third quarters or fourth quarter to go away from their running game? They did that against Oklahoma.
You just said it. I think he gets tired. I think he gets tired. And is this the same kid that has problems holding on to the ball?
No, this is one of the best running backs in the country.
Okay. Yeah, this is the kid that gets long-winded here. I do believe long-winded, and it's not everybody can be a Derrick Henry type running back in college. Those days are long and gone. You can't put that much wear and tear on everybody. It may look good. It looks real good if you can do that, but not everybody can sustain that. And I think that's what they're finding out right now of his limitations. So maybe they don't use him as much in the first half and start attacking him and running him downhill even more in the second half, hopefully.
So do you see Texas trying to go with the passing game more in the first half, and then they get a big lead up, then they can use them in the second, third, and fourth quarter?
Texas is definitely going to pass more than they run the ball today. They're not going to let up off that passing game. I mean, they're trying to let people know, hey, quarterbacks can come here too and throw the ball. That's what Texas is trying to let known to people in the nation. We can still throw the ball. It's pretty windy here now. And they're going to try to show that passing game off even more. But the running game is there too. That running game is there too.
So, I mean, if you look at it too, Texas is 4-3 right now. To me, I think they're a little bit of ahead of the game with Steve Sarkisian as the head coach. I think they're going to be way better next year after you get a year with him and start getting some of his recruits in and start, filling that thing. I think it's going to thing. I think he's done changed a lot since he came from USC and he went to Alabama. I think Nick Saban told him so much while he was at Alabama that he looks like a totally different coach. What is your opinion on Steve Sarkisian right now at Texas?
See, considering his track record, to me, I'm a hard critic. When coaches do something uncharacteristic, I just can't get back on the bandwagon right away. Respected the guy as a player, as a coach, but when he crossed the line at USC and then the way he got the job at Bama and then the way he left Bama, I got questions. I got concerns. I'm still waiting to see the biggest reviews on this guy.
So if we look at that, we talk about Robertson for Texas running out of gas in the mid third quarter, fourth quarter. How do you get him to be effective in the third and fourth quarter by lessening his carries in the first half and having more in the second half and have him running out of gas at the end of the game?
I'm going to tell him straight up, look like you're getting a little long-winded here in the early part of the game. What can we do to maximize your production? I'm being real with my athlete. I wish more coaches did that instead of trying to sugarcoat it, try to satisfy their needs other than going to him and say, look, what can I get? When can I get the best of you? Because here's what we're getting. Here's what the film's showing us. Here's your numbers. But now I'm coming to you, the source. Tell me what you want us to do to help you. There you go. Teach back.
So if we look at it this way here, Baylor last week against West Virginia rolled 534 yards with one of the most impressive balance days of years and a 14-point win over BYU.
Right.
So we've seen what the formula is to beat this BYU team. If West Virginia did the 534, how does Baylor react to not letting Texas get a balanced offense against them?
See, that's the thing. You can't compare week to week in college football. It's different. It's totally different. I hate to go NBA, but everybody knew how to defend and play the Utah Jazz when Jerry Sloan was there, but not many people could stop it. You knew what they were going to do. You knew each and every time what they were going to do with that ball. But it's up to you to change the outcome and the perception and the predicament of what you already know it's coming. Every team is not the same. You can't do what SMU did, what Texas Tech, the Raiders did. You can't do none of that. You have to go in here and address this game as Texas playing Baylor.
So now, if you look at that same situation, Baylor's running game didn't do too much against West Virginia.
No.
So does Baylor come out and start running the ball quickly, try to get it established first, or how do they establish the running attack?
Baylor's going to run the ball regardless, and they're good at the RPO, the spread option. They're good at the sweep. They're good at that. That's one thing you're not going to take away from Baylor. They're not going to go away from the running game. From the days of Chip Kelly, from the days of Snoop Dogg implementing his players into that program, they're still going to run that ball. I'm sorry, wrong school. Not Chip Kelly, but a homeboy that used to wear the hat real crazy from Baylor back in the day.
Burrell, whatever.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about.
He's in high school now.
Yeah, they're still going to run the ball because they like They like that long pitch. As Baylor loves that long pitch, they love that. Now they can defend that and stop that early in the game. Now we got a confrontation going on with the offensive coordinator, the running back coach, the offensive line coach, the quarterback coach. All of them going to be arguing with each other if they cannot get that play off.
And I've seen an interesting stat here. Texas is 4-0 when allowing offense to run fewer than 200 yards. It's 0-3 when they allow more than 200 yards. However, outside of Louisiana, Texas hasn't beaten a team that could run that well. So if that's that, we see how Texas needs to win. They need to keep them on to 200 yards rushing. Basically, they have a better chance of winning.
Right.
Baylor at home will be keeping the momentum by going from BYU with win in a fun back and forth battle. The Bears will be steady enough to overcome Texas home runs. So that's another key to it. Baylor's going to have to stop Texas home run bombs because if Robinson gets started, they do have a lot of passes and deep formations. So if
Texas loves that, they love that Hail Mary trick play before the halftime too. You got to watch out for that.
So if you're looking at this, Baylor is a 3-point favorite, over and under 61.5. Some people got Baylor winning at 31-27. Who do you have winning this ball game?
I got Texas beating Baylor, but this game is going to be way over 62. What would you say, 62 and a half?
61.5.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be way over that. Texas is going to win this. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It may be 41-31. That's
So you got Texas winning it?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a chance to try to catch me. I'm going to go with Baylor.
Catch me outside.
I think the crazies are going to be looming today because it is Halloween. Like you said, it's Halloween. So you're going to have people running the asylum. You know, we're going to have people running the asylum, come out of the asylum into Baylor Stadium. I think Larry Fedora's got the game. I think that Larry Fedora has a perfect game plan for the offensive coordinator for Baylor to run this attack. They're playing at home. Baylor's good. Students running the thing. You never know. You might see Frankenstein running the field, try to get on TV. So
all in the videos.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to be talking about this one as much. Pitt, number 17, Pitt is Miami goes up to Pitt, plays number 17. Miami just beat North Carolina State University last week in Miami. Does Miami keep the streak going up in Pitt? Does Pitt fall this time? Or will number 17 Pitt have its way?
I wrote my notes down on this game. Miami Pitt. I mean, once Miami quarterback went down, I think that all hopes of offensive production went with the drain. I don't think there's nothing Ed Reed can do, The Rock, nobody from the alumni class, because that whole team just went down when it happened. And I like the U. I like what they were trying to do, try to resurrect the program. I'm not trying to get them back to the days where they were Catholics versus convicts type team, but they were a fun team to watch when they're winning. Their fan base is amazing. But this could be a pretty good game for them. They could even hang in this game late in the fourth quarter. If it's a close game for them, and I appreciate and I hate this position in football, the kicking game, but we already know that Miami has the upper hand on that when it comes down to special teams in the situation. But on this one, I don't know, man. I don't know if the U back or the I back. I don't know.
I look at it this way. What Miami did at North Carolina State University is ridiculous. I mean, NC State came in, I think, number 18th in the nation against Miami. And they just went in there and they thought they had this game won from the get-go, the way Derek King went down. You know, that's why I put myself on the big screen. I want to show all my NC State fans here a little bit about something here. You know, and then what gets me is that the freshman quarterback called NC State out in this ball game. And, you know, last Saturday. Called them out that week, saying that they were no good. The true freshman called them out. Let me bring Dre back in here. The true freshman called them out last week in the papers, saying that this is what he said. We're going to beat North Carolina State because we always beat North Carolina State.
Wow.
And he backed it up on the play on the field, too. He actually beat NC State. They actually beat them. And all my state friends went missing from Facebook for a while, 24, 48 hours.
Because let the record know, Ray, you're not an NC State fan, are you?
No, I'm a Tar Heel fan. I'm right here. You can't see it because of the blue, but right there.
We represent today our squads today. We represent our squad.
See? Yeah, I even got the other one up too. I even got the other one, the blue. You know.
Hey, on our final show for the college football year, man, we got to do our whole backdrop. You do Carolina, and I'm gonna do.
They got my Darth Vader.
Look at that.
I'm bringing the Vader out. You know. But anyway, I'm just gonna tell you straight out to my NC State friends that you got called out and he slapped you and he beat you. That is embarrassing. That's embarrassing to the coaches. That's embarrassing to your players, and that's embarrassing to everything about NC State. I don't care if you get on about North Carolina losing all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is a slap in the face when a player calls you out and you don't respond back. That's just tragedy and diversity. But coming to Pittsburgh, Miami, I think Kenny Pickett is going to keep Pitts on the roll. Pitts looking eye at something bigger. So I think Pitt's going to beat Miami today.
So let me ask you a question here, right? You're a Carolina fan. I'm a Gator fan. We know our team's not going to go undefeated every year. We look at our schedule. We know who we're going to win or who we should beat, and we understand the losses. But those games that we know our school team should win and we lose, we don't handle those well, do we?
No.
We don't handle those well at all. And I'm one of them. Like at 1 year when I was working in corporate America, I didn't go to work Monday because my team let me down. I said, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work because I don't want to hear the shit. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to hear it. I'm
going to tell you about North Carolina State, you know, Duke and all that. That fan base is not as bad as this one team's fan base. This is the NFL. Getting a little bit off the topic. You want to talk about that. If the Washington former Redskins football team, known as the football team, they lose, nobody shows up at work in Washington, D.C. I was stationed up in Washington, D.C. at Crystal City, up near Washington, in Crystal City, Virginia. And we had a number of Redskin fans in there. And I walked in because they lost to the Cowboys. That was when I first got up there. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys. I go into work. I thought it was a vacation. I thought it was a holiday. I thought I gave me the wrong day. And I was asking all my friends, I was asking all the military guys there, I said, where are all these people at? Oh, they're Redskins fans. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys, and they don't show up to work the next day.
Look, dude, if I ever get to the ability to hire more than 250 people, nobody's going to work Mondays during football season. I'm going to give you Mondays off during football season.
I'm like,
4-day week.
Dude, nobody. I mean, we had my office alone had 15 people, and there was only 3 of us there. My office alone, and we have almost 650 people. And we had, a day of work, we only had 100 people at work. That's how many people took off because they were mad because the Redskins lost to the Cowboys. But let's move right along. We got the Battle of the Techs. Virginia Tech at Georgia Tech today at 12 o'clock. Who do you have in this ball game?
You know, I'm spoiled on Vatech, man. Ever since I've been to Blacksburg, I can't let Vatech go. It's just something about them Hokies, man. I just love let's do the hokey pokey. Yeah, let's do it.
That's what you're doing? You're doing the hokey pokey?
I got to go with Vatech, man. I love them.
I'm going with them too because I still hate Georgia Tech for what they did us this year anyway. But Rutgers at Illinois. Does Illinois keep the winning streak going here today? Do we see another 9 overtime game?
Are they celebrating that Lovey's gone? They're going to win. Who you got?
I got I'm going to take Illinois because Illinois is on a winning streak. So they beat Penn State. I think they're going to come off a high. I think it's a title of 2 teams that are very equal together, but I think Illinois is a little bit better with Peterson back at quarterback.
Sorry, my blind ass texting my cousin. Sorry.
That's all right. Indiana and Maryland at Maryland. Who do you have in this ball game?
Got to keep it in the family. My cousin went to Indiana. Shout out to Ray Ray. But I like them fear the turtle people.
Ain't no fear the turtle this year.
I'm going with Indiana. I want me a Maryland football helmet, though. I want one of those.
I'm going with Indiana because, I still am mad at Maryland what they did, leaving the ACC behind and moving on to the Big Ten.
Where'd that get you?
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Same place they've been in when they were in ACC land.
It's all about the money, isn't it, Ray? Isn't it all about the money?
All the money don't make you win games, though.
Somebody got paid up top.
Oh, they got paid up top, but they ain't winning no games up top.
He don't care. Them people don't care. Long as they get their money, they don't care about us down here, the bottom feeders.
How about UMass at Liberty?
I love the Minutemen. I love UMass. Marcus, be all you can be. Basketball reference. I'm going with UMass.
All right, we're going to be different here. I'm staying with Liberty with a huge freeze. It's got the thing going on.
He need to get back in a new Under Armour commercial. That's what they need to. They need to bring back the Under Armour commercial. Click, clack.
Well, this is one of the games we want to cover right now. We're going to break down a little bit deeper here. Is USC at Temple. And let's see here. Let's take this one, delete that one out of here. We're going to bring up UMass and Temple. This game will be played at 3:30 in Kidd Brewer Stadium in Boone, North. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Appalachian State. Where's the one? I know I got this game somewhere here.
This USC coaching job where you're trying to get up the right game. Yeah. It's interesting to me. I'm not even talking about Mike Tomlin dumbass said. What?
UCF. Yeah, UCF versus Temple at this game is in Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at 12 o'clock. This game is on ESPN Plus. UCF comes in at 4-3. Temple comes in at 3-4. What do you see in this kind of a matchup? UCF, Florida team going up north this time of year. It's about what do you say, about 35 degrees in Philadelphia here. I mean, I may ask Siri a question here. Siri, what's the temperature in Philadelphia? Hey, she comes out and said the weather is going to be 66 today, 53, 20% chance of rain. So that's a little bit of like Florida weather there. So
what is game being played at? Where's being played at?
Lincoln Financial Field.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
It's 66 degrees.
60 degrees.
Yeah, and it's going to be 66 to high, though.
Hey, Siri, what's the temperature in Florida? 57.
Depends on what part of Florida you're looking at, though.
Well, you in Jacksonville, and they just brought up Jacksonville, 57.
Yeah.
So I can't believe Siri is synced to you. It just brought up Jacksonville temperature 57 degrees. That's Siri, how Dre and Ray connected.
What's the temperature in Orlando, Florida? It's 62 degrees in Orlando.
Look at there, huh? I like, ever since Central Florida got on the map, I want to say, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, when they changed athletic directors and they improved things down there and they got to going. Nobody knew what this was going on with this football program. I'm rolling with Central Florida. Go Dante Culpepper.
Yeah, Central Florida started getting big with when Scott Frost was there. It started migrating that way.
That was before him.
Yeah, Mike White got there from Duke University.
But it got
bigger,
revitalized 12 years ago. Because it disappeared for a minute. And then it came back on the scene. That's what I was talking about. And what was that coach name before? Because they changed the athletic director. They got a female athletic director that put the attention on the football program. And that's when it shifted. And that's when all the focus came on UCF.
And then White came there. And
so it's about 12 years ago.
Yeah,
when
something
all
like
that started again. Yeah.
But if you look at this thing, you got a wide open offense against a freaking Temple who has trouble playing a spread type team. So what do you expect? UCF leaving the state of Florida, going up there, and it's still going to be about the same amount of degrees that it was in Florida. So the temperature is going to be raining, so that might have a little bit of factor into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But Florida can play in inclement weathers. I mean,
yeah,
Florida's like living in Hawaii. You just never know what you're going to get. It's like dating a schizophrenic. You're always going to have an opportunity.
Well, but in Hawaii, though, when it rains, you dry off quickly. When it rains here, you don't dry off too quick.
Well, here's the thing with Central Florida. To me, they have changed the way the offensive production have went in years past. You know, they were throwing, they were exciting, there were trick plays, they were taking advantage, they were fast, they were moving. But something happened. Now they're playing more traditional college football. They're playing, quote unquote, Florida-style football. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to do something crazy on special teams. Temple is not the type of team to be expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Temple's coming there to just play football.
Right. But you got Gus Malzahn, you know.
Yeah. You have some coaches that are, trying to get beyond Temple to go somewhere else, that are trying to implement their own program or formula or system. So that is still the eye-opening experience to me. But still, it's UCF, man. I mean, if they keep the consensus going on what it's been trying to produce, it could be a plus. But when you try to do something outside of the grain or the region of what you have, and all the players turning back like, Coach, we can't do that.
Now you got Joey Gatewood that went from Auburn, Kentucky, now down to UCF.
They call that conduct detrimental to the team.
So he went. So last week he went 2 for 2 with the scoring against Memphis, but again, UCF passing attack is a shadow of his former self. So I mean, he's more of a running style quarterback because he came out of Sandalwood. I think he came out of Sandalwood High School here out of Jacksonville, where he was a predictive, a option type quarterback, not a pass first type quarterback. He was a run option kind of guy in high school.
Right.
So I mean, it's a little bit different thing. Gus Malzahn's type of offense. He understands Gus Malzahn's offense because he played under him, and when he was at Auburn. So with the familiarity, what do we have to see Temple do to get this win today?
Temple has to do something out of character. I mean, do something they've never done. Block 2 field goals, return a punt, scoop and score, pick 6. It's not this. Temple is going to this game to play football. UCF is going to here trying to let everybody know, hey, UCF is not going nowhere. We're still this high-power school putting out guys that can go play on Sundays, pulling these big recruits, staying in the area, but somehow, somewhere, got lost this year. And we got to remember this one thing too, guys. The fans are back this year. Not a lot of people are cool with that. Some missed it. Some love it. Some not used to it. And I think that's the hiccup right now when it comes to UCF. They got comfortable at the wrong time.
Yeah, I agree with you there too. And then also the starting quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, is out.
That's a good-looking kid. I like him. He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, I think he's out for the season, so that's going to be a big miss for them too. So UCF has yet to come up with a road win, but was close in the loss to Louisville and Navy. So
and every
on
time
the road,
they've been on the road, hasn't it been like a crazy weather situation when UCF has been on the road this year? Am I wrong?
No, not the Navy game
year?
wasn't. The Navy game was clear. The Navy game was all clear. It was under good conditions. They won't no storm, no nothing.
What am I thinking about? They played every road game they've played, the weather's been crazy. I thought that was UCF.
I don't think so. I think it was clear and stuff. I have to look. I have to go back and look. I'll look at the break here in a minute. But so the over UCF is favored by 10.5. Over and under is 52. Some people say somebody said UCF is going to be 27, Temple 17. So who do you have winning this ball game? And
I got UCF, and I'm taking the under.
You're taking it under?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got UCF too. I don't know. They're playing in Philadelphia, so I just hope UCF don't get scared and get all the batteries thrown at them when they win the
game. Here's Ray with another stadium story.
Well, I mean, Philadelphia. Come on now, dude. I'm
if you
telling
guys don't know this, Ray has a story of crazy situations in sports.
Dude, my one of my friends on board of my ship that I was stationed on.
What ship
from
were
Philadelphia? I was on the USS Cushing DD 985 in the USS
Cushing, baby.
Yeah.
We got two Navy men in the building.
Yeah. So now that ship's sitting out between Japan and Hawaii underneath the ocean. They decommed it and they blew it up in rim pack. So yeah, you can go on YouTube and watch it. Watch the ship get blown up and sink at the same time. Somebody posted it on YouTube. But I was on the USS Elrod FFG 55 out of Norfolk. But I had a friend that's from Philadelphia, from Philadelphia, and I asked him. I said, "You're an Eagles fan." I said, "How in the world y'all get batteries and all kind car battery? This is actually on a car battery." I said, "How you get a car battery inside of a ball game?" He said, "Well, the people that get car batteries inside the ball games, they paid the security guards some money to get the battery inside of the stadium."
Right.
And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." The people bring Walkman and stuff, bring the Duracell batteries out, and when they lose, if it's snow in the ground, they'll pack it up and put the batteries inside the middle of it and throw it at you.
What the? You throw a battery pack at me?
And another advice is, if you're going to go to Philadelphia to watch an Eagles game, he said, do not wear the other team's apparel when you go up there.
Look, I was a child. When they booed Santa Claus, I knew I'm not going to a game in Philly. But I love the Philly fans on TV.
Yeah.
On TV.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you can't hit you on TV. So we both got UCF. How about Bowling Green versus Buffalo? This game's at noon.
I'm just gonna say Bowling Green.
Yeah, I got you with down Bowling Green. So
I made out with a woman from Bowling Green when I was 20 years old, so I'm gonna go Bowling Green.
yeah, let's finish up the 12 o'clock game. Then we'll take a break here. Texas State versus Louisiana at 12
UL
o'clock.
Monroe.
No, just Louisiana. It ain't used the University of Louisiana Monroe. It's just Louisiana.
Oh, okay, got you. Give me Texas Southern.
Yeah, I got the same. So we're pretty much even out on the 12 o'clock games. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 games apiece. But the rest of it we're dead on.
I gotta
Together.
beat you this week. I gotta catch up.
I gave you 3 games in that 12 o'clock game. So we're gonna go take another break here. It's we'll come back and talk about the number 22 Iowa State and West Virginia game. This is one of the games we're gonna actually break down, and then we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit here, going through some of these games and stuff to get to the end. So this is the All Sports All Place Network. This is the college breakdown. I'm going to give you some advertisement from the Fox D News, Fox D platform, TV platform. So we'll be right back.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports All Place Network. I'm Ray Cruz. Montez is still taking for the commercial break. We'll be right back with him. But we're going to talk about right now. We're dealing with some stuff here. Talking about some college football. Ed Ogeron's leaving LSU. Charlie Strong. We'll talk about let me bring Montez in here on this one here. There's Montez right there. So Charlie Strong, we got some word from the NCAA come back. If Charlie Strong decides to take a college job, he's going to be suspended for a year for the NCAA violation for South Florida. What is your thoughts on that?
Charlie Strong, former Florida Gator coach.
Yeah, former UCF coach. Talking about it, coaches.
When college coaches get in trouble, if it's outside of the bad stuff, the S stuff in front, the sexual ramifications. If it's outside of that, sometimes I got to look at it like, what were you trying to do? Where's this going to get you? And where do we go from here? And I'm right there with him because I think he was pushed to this brink in Florida. He got real close with some situations in Florida that nobody wanted to break up and talk about, but everybody knew about it. So again, we're left in that situation in collegiate sports on when do we say, hey, somebody needs to say something or let it go.
Right. So if they do decide, college program does decide to go out and get them, with that one game suspension, it's not really bad suspension. It's just one game, but would they take that in consideration when they try to hire them?
Of course. I mean, right now we're in a moment right now, Ray. They're looking at everything. Everything. I don't care what you did in 5th grade. Your first girlfriend, your last wife, the wife you with now, what you said to your daughter in the car on the way to prom, or what you did to your kid on the way to hockey practice, somebody's going to find out. It's going to affect your job eligibility. Right. It's going to affect you moving up the ladder. And if you have any infractions, if you have to say to yourself, don't apply, because they're going to find out. When they say in the interview back in the day, you say, can you tell us something about yourself? Now you got to tell them everything.
Right.
You got to tell it all of it.
Yeah. And then give you quick thoughts right now on Ed Ogeron's the finalization of his contract and the buyout and all that stuff for him leaving LSU.
Ed Ogeron. I call him a water boy coach because the way he talks, that Cajun. But he did something they hadn't had done since Saban. Did Les Miles win there? Did he win the championship?
Yes, he did.
He did. So Nick and Les
Mm-hmm.
and Ed won.
Yep.
So they all did something, and everybody but Saban that we know of, when it comes to the women, something went awry. And that's hard right now, 2021. In Southern football, they don't believe in the new. So the next coach coming in is going to be somebody just as old. There's not going to be anybody young because that's Southern football, and they don't believe in the new. The old money don't believe in the new. So it's got to be somebody that's already that the boosters are pushing. Probably, I don't think it's going to be Mel. I don't think it's going to be Rohan Davey, as we joked about 2 weeks ago. But I think it's somebody that probably like about 70 years old about to get this job that does not deserve it. And that's sad. Because if Southern football believed in the new, it'd be a whole lot of hot young coaches going on, but it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Right. So let's get back to it. Number 22, Iowa at West Virginia. Iowa is at 2 o'clock at Milpers Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. Big 12 Network, ESPN Plus.
Iowa State.
Iowa State. Iowa State 5-2. West Virginia is 3-4. But West Virginia doesn't play like a 3-4 team. You know, they had some some choke up games 4 times, but still they are a better football team with their record thorough. So Iowa State coming off that big win over Oklahoma State, beating the undefeated Oklahoma State now coming in. Will this game be a letdown in Morgantown for Iowa State?
I'm going to try to keep this as – it's like being a parent of 3 kids over 6 feet tall and none of them play sports. That's how I feel about West Virginia football. I don't understand what's going on. As a Florida guy, I believe in his football program, but it's not coming together, and I don't know why.
Is it the coaching?
There's no way it could be that bad. So you're trying to tell me, hold on. One coach, one person is causing the demise of a whole football program?
No, I'm talking about like it could be the offensive coordinator, it could be the defense coordinator, it could be all the coordinator, all the hit from the head coach all down.
See, I refuse to believe that one person can do that when it comes to leading the people.
I mean,
was it 96 people on the college football team?
It's 90. Well, depends on what you're talking about. It depends on if they're at home, it's over 100 at home. If you're on the road, it's like 90. It's like between 90.
And then you got all these coaches. Are you trying to? I'm not believing in that. There's no way. There's something deeper that's going. There's no way they watch this much film together and meet this many times in a week, know each other, and they all just buy into what has been happening with the program. No, I have a hard time believing it.
I wouldn't say it could be the coaching, but it could be the coaching / the players not executing the right call, or the coach not putting them in the right position, the right situation in the right time.
2 serial killers 8 years apart. How the hell you didn't know that? I mean, if it is the coaching, I hope West Virginia fixes it. But Iowa State is not the team in years past. I didn't even think they were ranked this high at all. I haven't watched Iowa State play football. I've just seen the highlights. But I wish West Virginia could go back to West Virginia football that I fell in love with. The passing, the sexy running, the craziness on the defense.
I mean, they got a running back in Brown.
They
got a running back. They got a run. West Virginia's got a running back in Brown.
Okay, that's all you need to play college football, right? Is a running back?
Hey, they got a running back that can get started with the passing game, but then they got to do two-hit of monster quarterbacks.
The running back that help you can expose the passing game. Okay. I like that. I'm going to get that on a T-shirt.
Hey, if you got a running game going, then your passing game can go. It's the opposite. It's the opposite.
When it comes to the passing game, it's not happening.
But they got two quarterbacks running the show.
We already know how I feel about the two quarterback situation.
I don't believe in a two quarterback system.
Nobody has two favorite kids. That's the dumbest shit ever.
I mean, they do it. I don't know. They do it. They do it in situations. They run them out there. They put the passing quarterback all the way down between the 20 and 20, and then they put the running quarterback from the 20 on in there. And then sometimes they'll vice versa in the play.
You just told me that. So you don't think other teams know that?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's the problem.
That's
why I said I mean that's coaching right there too, because the coaching wants to make the play to change them in and out.
It's coaching at his demise, and then it's overanalyzing, and then we both got to go to the doctor. You know, this analyzation is going too far in sports. Go with the gut. Go with what you know. Go what's on the paper. Go what you have written down. A comes before C. Most times in my life, A comes before C. But you got some of these coaches thinking C becomes for A.
And that's what you talking about. What I was talking about running game. Listen to this: the Mountaineers' running game went off against TCU last week, but that's not the norm. The team has failed to get 100 yards rushing and 4 losses, and it ran for 180 yards more than 180 yards and more in their 3 wins. That's why I told you about the running game. Under 100 yards.
The running game is going to be true in this matchup for sure. It's going to be one of the true testaments right here. But it's the greatest word in sports, if. You know, if this happens, if that happens.
Well, why I said if, because this is the last part of that statement. This is why I said if. No one has rushed for 180 yards on Iowa State so far this year. If West Virginia can't get over 180 yards, they don't win football games.
It's Halloween
they have
weekend.
4 losses. Huh?
It's Halloween weekend.
Well, I know that. But still, I'm just telling you from the facts right here. I'm telling you from the facts.
Hey, statistics don't lie, man. I believe, trust me. I believe in the numbers. I trust the numbers, all that. I feel what you're saying. But what I'm saying, I want West Virginia to play West Virginia football. And if they do that, high scoring affair, the ball's going to be in the air, more on the ground.
Right.
That's West Virginia football.
So now what does Iowa State have to do to beat West Virginia in Morgantown?
So for one, Iowa State's going to here thinking that West Virginia's going to try to run the ball. They're not even worried about the passing game because West Virginia has somehow thought they are a running team because they got lost in the numbers. But I want them to go back to what used to work. Throw the ball.
So, I mean, Iowa State's got to go into the incest state in West Virginia. So, you know.
They got to go into what?
Incest state.
Ray, you're a cold-blooded man. I'm telling you, the way you throw shade at people, they got to really listen to the way you throw shade.
Hey, man, I'm just telling you the facts here, you know. They got to go for it. You got to go for your cousin being your brother and your sister and everything else. You know, you got the cornbreads. You got the.
If she ain't good enough for your brother. She ain't good enough for nobody else.
There you go. So, who do you have in this ball game? You taking West Virginia or you taking Iowa State?
Give me West Virginia, man. Give me West. I'm believing in the Mountaineers. I'm believing in them. Greatest moonshine on the planet. Oh, I love the moonshine up there. Love it.
Well, I'm going with Iowa State. I think Iowa State is going to go in. They're going to take the incest compellent, and they're going to take that apart. So, you know.
I don't know who this is on the stage on the SEC network sitting next to Roman Harper.
No. What does he look like?
Roman Harper looked old as shit.
Yeah, I know, but what's the guy look like who's sitting beside him?
It's a woman.
Oh, woman. Oh, she blonde hair.
That's Tim Tebow to his right. I mean, to his left. But there's a lady next to Robert Harper, and I don't know who that is.
Oh. All right, the next matchup is North Texas at Rice. Is Rice cooking rice today?
North Texas against Rice.
Right. Yeah. Who you got?
I'm gonna
You gonna go with Rice?
I'm going North Texas.
You going North Texas? Man, I love Rice.
even have that
I
on
love me.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, I got it.
I love me some rice, so I'm gonna go with Rice.
Oh, I love rice too, especially with my eggs.
So you're going with North Texas. All right, Missouri versus Vanderbilt, the high school.
Here's the crazy thing. There's a lot of kids at Vandy that are from Mizzou, and a whole lot of kids at Mizzou from Vandy, from Tennessee area. If this is a baseball matchup, I would be all over Vandy. I love Vandy baseball team.
Well, this is not for baseball. We won't hit it with the bat on this one.
My good buddy Brandon, he's a huge Mizzou guy, alumni. Shout out to Brandon and a Kansas City fan. So I'm gonna pull for Mizzou, man. I'm gonna pull for Mizzou.
I got Mizzou on this one because I can't.
And Vandy's not the best football team in the country. I know what they got coming in next 2 years.
They're worse than Duke.
Huh?
They're worse than Duke.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not talking Duke football with you. Come on now, bro. We're not gonna do that.
All righty. Here we go. This is another one we're going to talk about here. I put this game on here to talk about just for you. Let me see if I can find it right quick here. The Arizona State Suns. Who they playing? They're playing Wazoo. They're playing Washington State today.
What was the man that got on the show with us a couple of weeks ago? What was his name?
Who? No, Jay. Jay's Arizona Suns fan.
Herm Edwards. We play to win the game.
Yes, you played to win the game.
There's no need to be in the bar after midnight because nothing happens after midnight. You're going to end up on the da-da-da.
Well, I don't think Jay's going to pop on the show because I talked to Jay about 7:15 my time, 4 o'clock his time, and he was out of it. So, you know.
Oh, man, he's a young man. He should never sleep anyway. But, look, I love me some Herm Edwards.
Yeah, that's why. Man. So what does Herm Edwards have to do to beat Washington State today?
Tell the gentleman the plan that's at hand, just like in the military. Tell me what we have to do, sir. Not how to do it. Just tell me what to do. There it is. Here's the game plan, gentlemen.
All right,
just attack the opponent. Here we go.
All right, this game is going to be played at 3 o'clock, Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. FS1. Arizona State comes in at 5-2. Washington State comes in at 4-4. We're naming Wazoo because of the animals and attacks or whatever. It's up in the Wazoo area, but I look at it this way. What does Wazoo have to do to beat Arizona State? What will we see? Will we see a high flying show from Washington State, or we're going to see the Sun Devil ground them?
I'm thinking whoever maximizes the turnover opportunity. And I can see because Arizona turns the ball over quite a bit, but their defense can pretty much just hold you to a field goal for your punt situation as long as the ball is not turned over in an opportune situation for the opposing team, that being Washington State. But on the other side, I have not seen Washington State play football this year or a highlight of that team. But I've seen Arizona State, and I know Herm Edwards. So I'm pulling for them no matter what. We play to win the game.
Well, the last 2 games since they fired their coach, Nick Rovinci, over the vaccine
thing. Vaccine dude?
Yeah. They had a close loss against BYU. They came out and they played fantastic performance against Oregon State. The O needs to do more to get by, but it's all coming up with close 250 yards through the air against Arizona State's defense. The defense is solid at forcing takeaways. The entire system is built around staying close against just above anyone. What does Herm Edwards got to do to turn Wazoo over and get the short field?
Keep his quarterback and running back composure together, which he has a great job and has done very well, except in a couple of those games this year and he told us in the press conference what happened, miscommunications and things like that. But I like this Arizona State football team. I really do. Sun Devils, let's go. We play to win the game.
Yeah, I look at it this way too, and I look at Herm Edwards and stuff like that, way he's done in the NFL and coming into college football. So hold on, so I got to sneeze here.
Attaboy. Get it on out.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
If you can spell Gesundheit, please let me know and text the show if you can spell Gesundheit. I've had an argument at a bar about
I had a hard time spelling Mississippi. It's cool.
They even made a song about the word Mississippi for you to spell it right.
I still misspelled it.
I didn't know that song by Gwen Stefani was bananas until like 2 years later. I had no idea what she was spelling.
So, who do you have winning this ball game today?
Give me Arizona State 31-20.
I think Arizona's going to beat them. I don't think it's going to be that close.
Bowl game too. Everybody on Wednesday is pretty much bowl eligible today, right? This is the right weekend to call it that, like bowl eligible weekend.
Let's see.
Yeah,
because you need 6 wins. Yeah, you need 6 wins. So
yeah, this bowl eligible.
Yeah, well, if Arizona State loses, they don't get bowl eligible. If Washington State wins, they still don't get bowl eligible.
Right. This is bowl eligible weekend for everybody.
Next 2 weeks,
I should be down there in Jacksonville.
Hey, man, I might be going to the game. I got to look at the price of that game when we get to the game. We got to get there first.
There's no way they got this many cheerleaders. There's no way.
Who?
Florida. There's no way. It's like 2 million cheerleaders there.
They might have some alumni. They might have some alumni.
No, this not alumni. This 18 to 22 are here.
So who you got, Hawaii or Utah State?
I'm going 808, baby. 808 in the building.
Yeah, the strip joints are live down in Hawaii.
Yes. Amateur photography night. Bring your own camera. It's highway.
All right, we're gonna talk about this game, Oklahoma versus Texas Tech. This game is at 3:30 at Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. ABC, Oklahoma comes in 8-0. Texas Tech coming 5-3. What do you talk about the play by the quarterback taking the ball away from the running back to continue the undefeated streak? Last week.
This is going to be one high-scoring game. This could be 51-41 type game, 51-44 type game. Because the Red Raiders can put up points when challenged. And we know Oklahoma has COVID defense too. Back off 6 feet.
Yeah, if you look at it this way, too.
The passing game and the running game just scares me what Oklahoma can do.
Yeah, if you look at it this way, too, you got the crazy thing about this thing is the firing of head coach Matt Wells. The team is still in the midst of what could be a bowl season with one more win. It's been up in the air. It's been up and down. The blowout loss to Texas and TCU didn't help, but that isn't a bad team for interim head coach Sonny Cumbie to work with. So you got Sonny Cumbie is going to be the interim head coach. Do you see him turn this game around and come out and sneak out a win here against Oklahoma?
The interim coach trying to do this?
Yep.
The only way he's going to do that if he knows for sure he's the man for the job. If he know he just filling the void to somebody else get there, nope. And he's going to let the coaches coach the game. He's not going to implement anything. But if he knows he's the guy, the next guy up, he's going to put his own thing in. Yeah,
and they lost their starting quarterback, Tyler Schott, to a collarbone injury. And the run defense has been solid for the most part, allowing only a few 100 yards in the last 5 games. Oklahoma will go through whatever. It's going to go through one of them sleeping periods. I call it a sleeping quarter. Oklahoma hadn't played a full 60-minute game. Basically, they
They never do.
They play in spurts. They play in spurts.
Right.
They take plays off and they play in spurts. And when they decide to play, they kick it in high gear and they come out with wins.
That's
so
the thing. They can put up 28 points in 6 minutes on you if you're not careful.
So is this going to be the game that if they don't play a full 60 minutes, they're going to lose? Because they haven't played a full 60 minutes all season, and they're coming out winning these ball games.
See, that's the thing, man. I mean, they're a tale of two teams. They could be lackluster the first half, but explosive the second half, or vice versa. The defense got to show up. All that. The defense gives up a lot of points, even though the offense just scored 14 points. The defense will give up 21. So they got to communicate better. The offense and the defensive coordinators and the players as well. But this can be Oklahoma's game to win or lose. I hate to be cliches, but that's Oklahoma football.
What does Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma have to do to come out here and just put the Texas Red Raiders out of their miseries?
Well, since Lincoln Riley does not like talking to the media, he wants to shut everybody up quietly and fast. So he might try to pitch a shutout today. Like, run it up. Let's chuck this thing up.
Oklahoma's failed to get 200 yards rushing in 4 games against FBS teams before Texas. Is averaging 261 per game since the quarterback switch. So, they shut down one of the lights and open up another light.
Right.
So if you look at
the bigger hand in this game, though, I'm going to give him another look. That being Lincoln Riley.
So if you look at this game here, the over and under is 67. Oklahoma's favored by 20 points. 20-point favorite by Oklahoma. So who do you have winning this ball game?
I got Oklahoma. We're going way over that under. We're going way over that. This is going to be a shootout, right? I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, they're predicting that. They're predicting the score 50-31.
No.
Yeah, that's what they're predicting.
I got 51-47.
Well, I got you. I'm going with Oklahoma too. I think Oklahoma's going to.
And I got 28 points scored in one quarter by one team. I don't know who. Somebody's going to score 28 points in one quarter. Book that. What's that origami fucking betting everybody's doing?
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, we're looking at Colorado versus number 7 Oregon. And this game will be played at 3:30 at Ogden Stadium in Eugene, Oregon on Fox.
Eugene. Go Nike.
Oregon is 6-1. Colorado is 2-5. And if you look at this game here, how exactly it'll be played is Oregon has to come out and play their dominant game. They can't falter. They can't give confidence to Colorado, who is a 2-5 team that don't look good. You think it's going to be an easy win for Oregon?
I wish I could turn back the days of yesteryear and had Coach McCarthy still there. And I had, Eric Public Bieniemy. I had Charles Johnson at receiver, Chad Johnson on defensive end. I had all the intangibles. This would be a hell of a game. But now we move forward, and Colorado football team just looks like the laughing stock of America right now. But I got a funny feeling about today. Maybe there's a celebration going on, and Colorado shows up and shows me Colorado-style football from the 90s. Because outside of Florida, I was a Colorado fan back in the day. Back in the day, true Buffalo. Don't know now, man. This is tough billing right here, man. Whole lot of ifs. We got to play in we wish and I hope. But in the end, they're not going to win the game, and I'm just going to try to still pull for Colorado, try to beat number 7, or Oregon is like I call them, but most people call it Oregon. How many times are they going to switch uniforms today?
I don't know, probably about 3. But the question is, we know they call themselves the Oregon Ducks. Ain't it cold in Oregon?
There.
Where'd they get the freaking Ducks from?
I'm still trying to figure out what's a Met.
But anyway, Oregon, if you look at it this way, forget the 41-19 score against Arizona. That was for Colorado. That was scary. 40 minutes, 24-17 win over Kyle was too close. The team they let Stanford hang around, and it proved costly. Colorado defense in the last is the best in the Pac-12 on third down. Secondary isn't bad, but the team doesn't screw up with a lot of penalties and takeaways. If you look at Oregon and Colorado, offense is very good. It's worse than the country's averaging 238 yards per game. It managed just 104 yards rushing and 26-23 loss to Cal. Failed 300 yards. So Oregon can stop their running attack. It's going to really hamper Colorado. So that's what Oregon needs to do: stop the running game and force their thing. If they let Colorado hang in there, that's going to, confidence will start getting up in the third and fourth quarter.
Sure.
If they're still hanging around. So I think Oregon needs to jump on them quick and jump on them hard.
Anytime you let a school hang on, it's going to be trouble. Crucial conflict.
So the over and under is 49, and Oregon is favored by 24 points. And they're predicting, some of them predicting the score is 38-13 Oregon. So who do you have?
I'm going under on that. As much as I love Colorado, I got to be a realist, as you were just talking about the news and notes there. I'm going Oregon winning this one. But I got a high-scoring game, but low-scoring game. I got something like 28-3.
I got 38. I got 38. I got 38-7. I let Colorado score a touchdown in my prediction.
I don't see them scoring a touchdown. As much as I love them and miss that program. I used to love me some Colorado football back in the 90s.
All right, so we're halfway done with our prediction, our full breakdown here, but we still got a lot more prediction to go here. How about
got a tattoo?
How about Florida International and Marshall?
We are
Marshall.
Brandon Moss. Old Chad.
Yeah, but they ain't playing. They're too old.
So I'm going Marshall no matter what.
You going Marshall?
When my truck driving days, I used to work with this guy named 40. That was his nickname, 40. His real name was Scotty. He went to high school, Randy Moss. So I'm going to go with the Thundering Herd. Marshall. I'm
going to go Marshall with a different reason. Still remembers the 1969 Marshall team that got destroyed by the plane. It still is kind of wild and shocking that. Even though I wasn't born when it happened, but still, you got to take your hats off for them. So that's one way to lose a whole football program in a plane crash. Louisiana Tech at Old Dominion.
La Tech in the building.
Yeah, they're going to Hampton Roads.
I got a special love for anybody from Louisiana. Them old Bayou people down there, from Polk City and Nolens to the Yard, whole nine. I love them people down there. So I got to go with them. I got to go with La Tech no matter what, and spoon with that, Teresa Witherspoon. I'm sorry, Teresa Evans.
Yeah, they gotta go down to Hampton Roads. They gotta go down to the Hampton Roads area, the crooked deal area, the drug deal area, the hood area.
Military story you have, don't
you? You know what's so bad about it is? The whole thing is it's separate. The military side and Old Dominion side is separated by a freaking bridge.
That bridge you were talking about.
Yeah, and on this side of the bridge,
McDonald's.
on this side of the bridge, you got to have protection. On this side of the bridge, you got a whole military protection. It's just shocking the way they put these military bases, but you still,
we got some bad areas in St. Louis, and I'm real close to East St. Louis. But the way you talk about these towns you've been to, man, is crazy to me.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got this side of town. I'm telling you, this how they tell us on a brief. You got them port briefs before. That's what they tell you. So you step in. When you live in Hampton Roads, that's why they made their own exit at 504, so they don't have to go down Hampton Roads on the other side. Because when you used to get to the military base, you had to come down on 58, come all the way across, come down Hampton Roads Boulevard, through the bad area. Hope you didn't get a flat tire. Get across the other side of the bridge.
Here's
Until they
something
put
a
that
lot of people
504.
don't know. There's a lot of military bases in some bad fucking neighborhoods.
Yeah, you can put a hospital in a bad neighborhood.
Sports arenas in bad neighborhoods. Horrible neighborhoods. Horrible neighborhoods.
Oh, you talking about RFK Stadium in D.C.?
No, I got one better than that. Miami. Oh my God, that's a bad neighborhood where the Dolphins play at. Oh my God, you need body.
Ain't nothing but open fields now. Yeah, Miami Gardens.
There is no sporting arena or venue in a good neighborhood. Nowhere.
Wow,
Nowhere.
Kenan
all
Stadium
in
is
bad neighborhoods. All of them.
now. Kenan Stadium is in the middle of the middle of Chapel Hill.
What did you call it?
Kenan Stadium, Kenan Memorial Stadium.
Tuesday.
Duke ain't in the bad. Well, Duke University's in the bad neighborhood.
I'm about to say I've been there. I'm about to say I'm slow up now. No,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Well, depends on what side of Duke University you come in on. It all depends on what
kind of
side.
shit is that? So what school is down the street from Duke? What school is down the street from Duke?
If you come on the east campus of Duke,
okay,
you're coming in. But if you come in the west side of the Duke University, you're okay. But the east side, you're coming through North Carolina Central. You better bring on your guard.
See, that's wrong, because now you're talking to people that live there coming from the side that they live in, as opposed to the people who've never been there coming from that side. So if I've never been to Duke, is that a good neighborhood or bad neighborhood? Go.
Like I said, it depends on what side of campus you come in on.
Mm-hmm.
If you come in on the west side, you're okay. If you come in on the east side, you better bring a gun.
University, sporting arena event in no good neighborhood.
Well, it's
They tried to build a sports arena here in St. Louis in a very nice neighborhood. It got shot down.
Well, I mean, TIA Bank, you got to watch yourself, because you got Randolph Road that's on the opposite end of the stadium. You better bring a vest, because there have been gun shooting.
Cigarette people.
Yeah. You better bring a vest when you come that way.
Yep.
So, all right, Southern Miss versus Middle Tennessee.
Brett Favre.
Yeah. No. Southern Miss.
I'm going Southern Miss. Who is this lady working on the SEC network?
So,
is that the lady from Skip and Shannon show?
I think so. Now, how's she gonna be on ESPN and that's on Fox?
No, she's on it. I don't know who this lady is on the SEC network talking with Paul Finbaum right now.
Oh, I don't even know. So who you got, Southern Miss and Middle Tennessee?
I take Southern Miss.
Yeah, I'm taking Southern Miss too on that one. And we'll come right back here. We'll take a break real quick. It's 11:10. I missed the 11 o'clock break. So we'll do the 11 o'clock break, and then we'll come back and finish it up here, and then we'll get to our, to the big game of the week here at, before we get out of here. So
Gotcha.
All Sports, All Place Network, the College Breakdown. We'll be right back after these messages.
This is the Fox D Streaming Network. Register to come on our channel at foxdnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the All Sports All Place Network here. So let's continue on here. The Florida State and Clemson. Who do we have? We don't have, this is one of the games we're going to really break down, but we got to move up the pace so we can get to the big game of the week here.
We got Daggone it, RIP versus Dabo Swinney.
Yep. Well, Florida State actually win the game.
My good buddy, Hot Tub Dave, shout out. It's my good man right there. He's a huge Florida State fan. He can tell you everything about Florida State that Florida State fans don't know. I'm pulling for them today. For the coaching staff, the kids, the incoming class, the exiting strategy, the program itself, and in honor of Daggone it, Bobby Bowden. They need a win today.
Well, they're going to Memorial Stadium in
Dabo
South
Swinney
Carolina.
get mad. So I'm going Florida State no matter what. I love seeing Dabo Swinney pissed off. Love it.
See, I'm having a hard time between this one because I don't want to see Florida State's done pissed me off the last 2 years. Excuse my language. They beat North Carolina State the last 2 years, so North Carolina the last 2 years. So I'm just going. I think Clemson needs a win. I think Clemson's going to win this one. I think Debo's going to get the win on this one here. I think Florida State's not back all the way, but then again, Florida State wins. They come 500 at 4-4 after starting the season.
They're not eligible.
Yeah, not yet, but they're getting close. They only need to win the last 2 games.
In that last game, what's that? Florida game? Florida State?
Yep.
And they beat us the last time we played.
So you look at that contest and stuff like that. So how about Boston College and Syracuse?
Give me Boston College, man. Give me them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Boston College too. Minnesota and Northwestern.
Give me Northwestern. I went with Minnesota last time and I lost.
I'm going with Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to go down there and whoop them. Purdue and Nebraska. The Cornhuskers.
Give me the black shirts. Give me my Cornhuskers. Let's go, Scott Frost.
Yeah, I think Scott Frost is going to get it done. It's getting close to where he might be out of there anyway.
Yeah.
So
his conduct is being detrimental to the team right now.
How about TCU and Kansas State?
Horned Frogs in the building versus the Wildcats. Give me the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go different from you. I'm gonna take Kansas State.
Okay.
They're playing at home.
Nothing wrong with that.
University of Louisiana Monroe versus Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina.
First of all, I've partied with those kids in Boone at App State. I partied with them when they beat Michigan.
Yep.
I partied with those kids. They had a good time up there. Boom, let's go. I'm going with App State, man. App State in the building.
Yeah, I think after the win against Coastal Carolina, I think they're on a roll now. They have their conference set up. Their eyes on their conference. They're in their driver's seat right now. So I think I'm taking App State too with you. Duke at number 13, Wake Forest.
Oh, I'm going to try to piss you off. I'm going out to Wake Forest.
I'm going for Wake Forest. I don't like Duke. It pisses me off.
Damn it. Wake Forest got good offense too. Good offense.
Yeah, I think the scores. I think since Wake Forest did get 70 points against Army, and they allowed 56 points. Today's score, I think, is going to be
against who?
Wake Forest scored 70 against Army, and they'll allow Army 56 points. So today's game, I think.
What school did Wake Forest play?
Army.
There you go. All right, just all my military people, as we're getting ready for Veterans Day. I just want you to hear that. Go on.
Yeah, go Navy. Beat Army. But anyway, so I think today, because Army is a better team than Duke, I think today Wake Forest could score at least 85.
Whoa.
Or close to that Georgia Tech game back in the day when he scored 220 points.
What?
Yeah, you don't know that?
What was that?
Georgia
18
Tech's
what?
and 18 something.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, they scored 220 points.
Bobby Ross still pissed off.
So I think Wake Forest is going to win big. I think it's going to be 80. I think they could get at least 80 on them. So Charlotte versus Western Kentucky.
As in the Charlotte 49ers?
Yep.
Give me them. Give me my 49ers.
Are they going on the road? So you're taking them?
704 in the building.
I'm going to take the Hilltoppers on that.
The Hilltoppers in the building.
Wyoming at San Jose State.
Woo! Ride them Cowboys. Give me Wyoming.
Yeah, I'm going with them too. But you can't let the Cowboy go loose in the city, though.
Never.
Arkansas State at South Alabama.
HBCU classic matchup right there. Yep. Give me South Alabama.
Yeah, I'm taking South Alabama on that one myself.
Have you ever been to an HBCU game?
I've been what's that one they played in New Orleans all the time? Grambling and
You've been to the Bayou Classic?
Yeah.
I've been to that. I went to the Southern Classic. Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. I actually walked in there.
Yeah. I've been about 20 HBCU matchups because I lived in Carolina for a little while. And
I actually went and got a ticket because they said college football was going to play there. So I went and got a football ticket. I walked in and everybody looked at me like, what are you doing here? I said, I couldn't watch football. I don't care what y'all think I'm doing. I sat down, I was watching football, and everybody's like, what the freak is this? And they're all looking around like, awesome. And what the most fun part was when the band started playing, they started dancing. I got up and started dancing with them. And they were like, oh, this white boy got some soul in him. I said, yeah.
The halftime show at HBCU games is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you. I've been to some classic HBCU games, man. Great times. But the talent on the field, I wish it matched up. But I appreciate what Dion did 2 weeks ago. Getting 58,000 people to show up to an HBCU game. That was huge.
UTEP versus Florida Atlantic.
University of Texas, El Paso.
Yeah.
Give me UTEP. I'm going with them steppers right there.
Yeah, they're going to go in on Florida Atlantic and win. I got them too. Georgia State versus Georgia Southern.
Give me Georgia Southern. I like their uniforms.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia Southern too.
I'm gonna pick that team like my mom used to pick sports winners in my younger years, based on the uniform color.
How about number 10 Ole Miss versus number 15 Auburn? The War Eagles and the Rebels.
War Eagles. This game played in Auburn or Oxford, Mississippi?
No, it's in Auburn. If Auburn wins, they be putting toilet paper in the trees.
What's that tree called?
I don't know, but that's a strange. I seen the commercial with Bo Jackson.
It's on right now. That commercial just on right now.
going toilet paper. Who has it with Bo Jackson? Oh, the Tiger.
Listen, my neighborhood is lucky I'm not an Auburn fan because every time Auburn would play, I would douse these trees every morning with toilet paper.
So will it be the Rebel shooting down the bird, or will it be the War Eagle, or will it be the toilet paper hanging in the trees at the end of the day?
Tell you what, I like Ole Miss. A good buddy of mine used to be a field goal kicker there. Again, I don't know about these damn kickers, but a friend of mine that was a kicker there, and I love Ole Miss baseball team, and of course Eli, and then of course the blind side. We all know that, and then Chucky back in the day,
right?
But it's something about them Auburn Tigers, man. Just something about the pageantry of Auburn. Is them fans, and the women of Auburn. Oh my God, what they call them, the Tigerettes? They call something. They're pretty fun to party with, but I'm pulling for Ole Miss in this one. I got Ole Miss.
You got Ole Miss?
I got Ole Miss one. Would that be an upset if Ole Miss beat Auburn today?
No, number 10 versus number 18. Ole Miss is number
Yeah.
10. Auburn's number 18. You got Ole Miss.
Yeah, they got that.
I think the tree's gonna be doused today.
Tomber's tree.
Tumor tree.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still alive because they had that poison put on it.
Well, that dude went
in Alabama.
to prison.
Yeah.
He went to prison.
Number 12, Kentucky versus Mississippi State in Starksville.
I love my people in Starksville. Shout out to Louisville, Mississippi as well. Any Louisville, Mississippi people in the building, you know who you are. There's something about them people in Mississippi. You say you couldn't spell that word.
No.
Crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. I'm going with them.
You going with Mississippi State?
Yes. When all your kids play college sports, you got to be proud, mom and dad.
Yeah, I'm going with a Mississippi State. I can't see myself pick Kentucky.
No.
Only time I pick Kentucky one time a year. But
I only mess with Kentucky during football and during basketball season. So,
Kansas at number 15, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State all day. The hell with Kansas. But I like watching the basketball coach Bill Self sweat like crazy, like that coach you told me about. That sweats like crazy.
Patterson.
Yeah.
TCU. Number 19, SMU at Houston.
Whoa, is this like a legal game?
Yeah.
Both of these schools get in trouble for the same thing like years later, decades later?
Well, SMU got SMU is the only one who got the death penalty put
but
on.
It was the same thing that happened, but the charges was not just as egregious with Houston.
Right.
But I like Houston. They can run that score up on anybody. So I'm going to go with Houston on this one. If they go back to the old school yesteryears.
I'm going to go with SMU. I'm going to ride with the Mustangs.
Them Stangs.
Oregon State versus California.
Oh, the Bears versus the Beavers. Oh, my. Bears and Beavers. Oh, my. Well, since John Elway lost his last college football game that could have gotten to his only bowl game to the Bears, I'm going with the Beavers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Beavers myself. Arizona versus USC. University of Southern California.
What are we going to do about this USC coaching job, guys? Nobody wants to talk about the elephant in the room, do they? Who wants that? That's a private institution. That's money that nobody can tell you can or cannot have. You have different sanctions that nobody can tell you about. Will Mel Tucker take this job or not? Or you can hire Draymond, Tez, and Ray. We can run.
Yeah, we probably make them a winning. We probably make them a winning team.
Look, we will work for USC. I tell you what, don't pay us. Don't give us a salary. If we get a bowl game, it's gonna cost you.
Yeah,
it's gonna. We can probably get 5 top 200 recruits. I guarantee that.
We probably could.
I can talk. I can go to anybody's household.
So who you got?
Grandmas, grandpas, great uncles, nieces, nephews, brothers, people you think your mom and daddy, but they're not. I got this. Let's go.
So who do you have?
I got USC.
Yeah, I just can't see Arizona winning this one.
No, neither can I.
Boise State versus Colorado State in Colorado.
Colorado State versus who?
Boise State.
How did I have that on the board? Give me Boise State. Why is that game not on my board? I wrote down every game.
Number 20, Penn State versus number 5, Ohio State. In Columbus.
I'm going to let you go first.
Well, you know, you got that die in the Buckeyes. You got to play in Columbus. You got to do all this stuff and stuff like that. But I think Penn State might come in mad because they lost to Illinois and nobody's giving them a chance and all this other stuff, blah, 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 and stuff like that.
You see how petty he is? You see how he shade right there?
How about Franklin going to leave Penn State to go to freaking LSU? Got Franklin leaving going to USC, but Franklin's already came out, might stay at Penn State.
If Franklin is married, his wife gonna leave him if he take the LSU job. That's a different type of women down there.
So, and this ain't, it's Halloween. You got fool's goals playing with. So I think Penn State's going to win this game by a field goal.
So here's my thing. I like that cheesy shit. I like that dotting of the I. That is beautiful to me. As crazy as it makes, if you've never seen this before,
I seen it here.
I watch the dotting of the I.
I seen it here in person in TIA Bank Field when Ohio State came down here to play.
I tell you what, I'm gonna call up God, Shem God right now. Shut you up. How about that?
Ain't nobody setting this tar pit up. We run through the tar pit, man. What are you trying to stop?
But I got Ohio State winning this game, man. I'm not the greatest Ohio State fan ever, but I love the dotting of the I. I love that. I love it.
Well, North Carolina versus Notre Dame. And North Carolina's only beaten Notre Dame twice in the whole history between the two schools. And the last time they played in Notre Dame Stadium, North Carolina got cheated out of the game.
Well, we already know you pull it for North Carolina.
Damn, I already got it circled and picked.
One of my good friends, he lives down in Tampa, Florida, from St. Louis. My good buddy Jay. Play video games with him all the time online with 2K. He's a huge Golden Domer fan. Huge team. That's his school. And I do the show with you every Saturday. And he my boy. Both of y'all going against each other. I'm taking the high road. I'm just gonna watch this game.
Oh, you gotta pick it, man.
I want you both to win.
Hey, it don't hurt my feelings. I just get a good.
What is game been playing at?
In Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh fuck! I got Notre Dame. I got Carolina.
You got Carolina?
I got Carolina. Who is this woman?
Louisville at North Carolina State.
What is going on? What is going on?
All right, you got Louisville. You got Louisville. You got Loserville.
Louisville.
Yeah, I'm taking Louisville too.
Louisville.
Forget North Carolina State. UCLA at Utah.
Who?
UCLA at Utah.
UCLA. Give me UCLA. Another private institution. Give me UCLA.
I think Utah's going to win because they're playing it. I don't like Utah, but I think they're going to win. But Virginia at BYU.
Give me to the people not putting out. Give me Brigham Young.
Brigham Young. I think Virginia's on a hot streak and everything.
Bring them on, Young.
But I think Brigham Young's playing at home. They're going to win. They're playing in Utah. Fresno State at San Diego State.
Give me the Aztecs. Shout out to Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, I'd take them too. Washington and Stanford.
I got to go with the Cardinals, man. I got to believe in this program. They've done so much for the innovation of sports, not just football, but baseball technology, golf. They've helped Tiger Woods. I love Stanford in so many ways. So I need this football program to get back on top.
Well, that's all the games have been picked except for this one that we're about to go here. This is the game of the week on the ASAP All Sports All Play. It is Georgia Bulldogs versus those Florida Gators here at TIA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, the largest cocktail party. So, Montez, the number one ranked defense in the nation, the number one team ranked in the nation, will come here from Athens, Georgia. Primarily, it's not a home game, but it's a neutral field site game here in the state of Florida. Get it, state of Florida. So what is your take? How does Florida win and Dan Mullins pull this off?
Right, 2 weeks ago, I took a walk in my neighborhood, and there's a guy in my neighborhood that has an RV, a beautiful RV. I left a note on his RV. Can I do a show from your RV? I was hoping he would have responded by this morning, or we'll be doing that show from that RV this morning. I have been to 4 of these games down there in Jacksonville. I'm a huge Florida Gator football fan. We're not the best team in the country, not the best team in the SEC, not the best team in Florida right now. And my head coach, Dan Mullen, has pissed me off so much this year. I need to post bail money. But if we play this game the way we did against Alabama and lose, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Everybody in the country knows Georgia's the better team. They're the better team coming this. No ends, no ifs about it. They are the better team. Georgia should beat the hell out of Florida today. But I'm thinking something different. We're going to beat them today. 35-21. Florida. Defense. I don't know if Javon the Freak Curse is going to show up at the game. I don't know.
You better have Tebow.
Tebow's
already there, so Tebow will show up quarterback.
I need I don't care who's throwing that quarterback. I would love Anthony though. I want Anthony.
You got Tebow. You got Tebow sitting in the parking lot.
Tebow, he talking right now. No, Marty talking right now. Tebow there? No, I don't want Tebow. No.
All right, so we know Florida and Kyle Trask offense is totally different from this offense here. You got a quarterback.
Kyle Trask was an accident. That was
he beat Georgia last year.
Okay, so Jacksonville really beat the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, right?
We did. Yeah, because that dude wasn't down.
Right? Was that Blake Bortles?
No.
Blake Bortles really beat
No. Yeah, but it was Miles Jack's not down. When they called him down,
he scored
a touchdown.
That was a bullshit call that the NFL is still not addressed to this day. To this day, Jacksonville beat them.
Nope. You don't want that thing. You asked Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he didn't admit it, but he knew that he wasn't down.
Everybody in the whole world of sports know that the Patriots got beat by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I wish I had that shirt. My buddy's got a shirt that somebody posted here that says Miles Jack was not down, and he made a shirt out of it.
It's like Real Southsides on that college game day show.
Yeah, I know. But still. But anyway.
Who you got winning?
We still got about 30 minutes left. 27 minutes left.
Winning this game.
Hey, I haven't got to my point yet, man. I'm getting to my point. I'm working to that point. This game played at 3:30 at TIA Bankfield, Jacksonville, Florida. Florida comes in at 4-3. Georgia comes in at 7-0. Georgia's ranked number 1. Florida is not ranked. This is the first time in quite a while that you don't have a Miami, a Florida, or a Florida State ranked in the top 25 of the AP poll. And we are getting in some unknown territories in college football when you don't have these 3 schools ranked.
That hurts my soul. That's like saying Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, Wake Forest, Gonzaga is not in the top 10 in college basketball. That's
why. Man, I'm just saying. I mean, if you look at it like Kyle Trask was the thing. You got Emory Jones, you got Anthony Davis today. Expect the same time. So who's going to start today? Will it be Emory Jones like they always have started Emory Jones? And does he give? I'm going to tell you what. This is going to be the key of this game. If Emory Jones starts this game and Georgia forced turnovers and is already up 14-0 in this game, it's all over. This game is over at 14-0.
Emory Jones can't move the ball. His mom needs to stop coming to the damn game.
And this is what's going to happen. They're going to play Emory Jones, and you're going to get out of hand, and they're going to put Anthony Richardson in there, and he's going to try to bring you back. But then it's going to fail because they're too far ahead.
He doesn't get enough touches in practice. That's what she said. If he got the reps that he deserves as a true backup quarterback, okay, but he's not. that they're using him in tight end, slot, running back, special teams. Use the guy in practice. I'm telling you, Ray, you and I are going to get a head coaching job. Trust me. We're tandem. We're team package. We're getting paid the same salary. Boom. We're going to do this like Nick Saban did when Belichick when he got the Browns job. We're sleeping in the office. Air mattress.
But if you look at it this way, the dogs don't turn the ball over on offense.
The dogs don't do nothing that nobody does. Have you seen this defense?
Oh, I see the big boy Davis.
Man,
that's what your center's got to.
Man. Look,
hey, look.
I'm
gonna tell you like it is. This is what's going to happen. If your center cannot control Big Davis, it's going to be all over because he's going to terrorize that line. He's going to explode that line. So how do you stop him? How do you stop the big boy? Huh?
How far are you from the stadium?
About 15 minutes.
Wow.
I jump in my car, go down 295, hit 95, and then hit the Martin Luther King Expressway, and I'm there.
Wait a minute. Did we just talk about sporting events in bad neighborhoods?
Hey, dude, as long as I get to the stadium, I'm gonna tell you, if you go down Martin Luther King Highway, you're good. But if you go down Union Street, if you go down Bay Street, you go down College Street, you go down State Street, you better have some protection.
We have a Martin Luther King in my town, St. Louis. It's a horrible street. Horrible. It's so horrible.
Damon Hernandez said Florida's defense equals Chiefs defense.
Hey, good point.
I have one of our colleagues here. I think no one is beating Georgia this year. They look so good this season.
Florida. Georgia looks good. I'm a Florida fan, and I'm looking at this team like, what happened? Have you seen how fat? Look at the offensive line. If you have a big ass and you got good foot speed, Georgia has.
You're going to Georgia, yeah.
Look at the ass of the offensive lineman. Just look at these. These men they got one dude, he's 6'9", 398, 4.2 speed.
Yeah. Yeah. You see him pull too. He gets there before the running back gets in the hole.
Look here. That offensive line at Georgia is then the defensive guys. They got his defensive tackle. He's
Davis.
378, 6'8".
Yeah. And you can't stop him. Just say about if he lines up over your center.
Intruder alert.
Hey, just say about if he lines up over your center.
There's no way.
He's fast. Hey, look, I watched this one game he played against Kentucky, and he lined him up over the top of the center, and he was back in the quarterback before the guard even tried to go over there and double team him.
Look here. I'm going to the sideline, Coach. You better get somebody else.
Dude, I watched the dude lined up over top of center, and before the guard got out of his stance, he's already back to the center into the quarterback.
Players are not real this year to me. These are video game creations. These are creative players.
Now, the weakest of the Georgia defense is their secondary, but you don't have enough time to throw the damn ball. You get hit.
Exactly. If you can throw the ball on Georgia, the ref missed the call. There's no way. It's like when Florida had the defense with Javon Curse. Okay. It's like when Ndamukong Suh was at Nebraska. Okay. It's like when Jadeveon Clowney was at South Carolina. Okay. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. But this is uncanny what I've seen with this Georgia team. It's coming from the outside. It's coming from the middle. You're not getting the ball past the linebackers. You got to make a decision quickly. And if it doesn't work, switch the ball and hold on to the ball. Because they coming in with them hands. They punching the ball out.
Well, you got that. You got 2 weeks. Both teams got 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Both teams had an off week last week to get prepared for this game here in Jacksonville.
Georgia, Alabama?
Huh?
What you talking about, Georgia, Alabama?
No, Georgia and Florida. They both had 2 weeks off. They both had a week off to get prepared for this game.
These teams circle the calendar for different reasons. Georgia didn't circle this game as playing Florida. They circled this game as, look, let's
revenge.
Step and move.
Yeah, revenge
Florida
from last year and going.
This game is shit. It's Halloween weekend, and we're in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who's quarterback, which way we want the ball.
I can get a ticket right now for $76, but with the fee and all that, it's $104 at the final total for this game. On the Florida sideline.
Game, you're not going?
I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided. I haven't pulled the punch yet.
Right.
I'm waiting to see if the ticket's going to go lower.
You trying to make some money?
No, I'm trying to get the tickets at a lower cost.
Oh, of course. Soon the ball kicked off, get on down there.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's somebody in an RV that's not going to walk to that damn stadium and give you that ticket. I've been there 4 times.
Yeah, I know. I usually go down and get me free beer.
I've never bought a beer in Jacksonville. No. True story.
Never
paid for food. Never even bought a hotel. Did I buy a hotel? No, we had an RV then. The radio station I worked for then, we had an RV. So we drove in the RV down there. Yeah. When that game was at nighttime.
Oh, yeah.
The walk, what's that? What's the landing?
The landing ain't here no more.
It's gone?
It's gone.
Wow. So from the stadium to the landing, I walked that. That's a long walk.
Ain't that bad. About 3 miles.
That's a long walk.
I walked it plenty of time.
When you've been partying all day, that's a long walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Right out of Hooters. Right out of Hooters, all the way down to the stadium.
Oh, man, Hooters. Oh, I used to be a Hooter fan, but now they changed the uniform. They get to pick the days they want to wear the orange shirt and the shorts. I stopped going. Nope.
I haven't been there in a while. So
no, I can't go to Hooters no more. I'm not that guy no more.
But yeah, back in the day, what you're talking about. Yeah, the dude that owned the landing let the rent go, and they blew up. The landing is all gone. The whole place is gone. They blew it up and made it a park.
What?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
2 years ago. Wow. The lease ran out. I don't know. Have you been there?
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's like here they are about to get rid of. They're about to get rid of.
I'm looking at your neighborhood on TV right now.
Adventure Landing. They're about to get rid of Adventure Landing off of Beach Boulevard.
Wow. And
make that, and they're gonna tear that down, and make it all condominiums. Yep.
So are they gonna really try to move the largest outdoor cocktail party from Jacksonville, you think?
Nope. They just signed it again. They get it back next year.
Okay.
But
what they gonna, man? There's something.
What they're gonna do is they're taking the temporary seating they put in there this year. They're taking those out next year.
Did you get to vote on that or not?
No, it was set up by the city council. City council just voted on it.
Other than this, what is the other attraction at that stadium than this game?
Well, the Jaguars. Outdoor. They got concerts that come out there.
Wait a minute. I don't know if you've ever seen what we have here in St. Louis with the Cardinals. We got this thing called Ballpark Village, and a lot of baseball teams have done similar things. I heard the Jaguars and Shad Khan are trying to redevelop that district down there. Is that going on or not?
Yep. They just got it approved.
So they're not moving to England now. They're going to stay there.
We're never going to move to England. Never. See. Thanks for bringing that point up. I know this is a college football show. Thanks for bringing that point up. I'm going to tell you why. The national media put that narrative out there for everybody to go off. The local media here was telling you the truth the whole time because, and you can go ask your good friend who's a St. Louis Cardinals fan and Mark Lampin. You can go ask him, straight point blank ask him, because I asked that exact same question to Shad Khan when I got to meet Shad Khan back in 2012.
Is the mustache real? He got that Raleigh fingers going on.
Yep. I met him because I retired from the military. And I sent him a letter to try to get just something back from him. He sent me back. His secretary called me up, emailed me, gave me tickets to his suite, and went as a special guest for him. Wow. And that's his first game he ever won as the owner of Jacksonville Jaguars when he beat Tennessee. And I got to drink the bottle of champagne he bought when he first bought the team.
I want that picture.
So I have to find it. I had it on my social media, but I had to get rid of one of my social media accounts. So I got to go back and see if I can find it.
Because that was the thing here in St. Louis. He was the guy that wanted to buy the Rams, but then the Stan Kroenke guy came in.
And then what happened to the Rams? They left.
Well, before Deacon Jones passed away, he had said, when them kids sell that team, the Rams are going to leave St. Louis. And they left. So here's the crazy thing. Everything going on behind the scenes with NFL. I know we're doing a college football show right now, guys. So hold on. But behind the scenes, what Stan Kroenke pulled off here with the other NFL owners was a big hoax, lie. Everybody lied, and all the information coming out. So now it could come back where they want to reward St. Louis another team. I don't want another NFL team.
Yeah.
No, it's been horrible here. It's never been a good thing. Give me an NBA team. Give me an NBA team.
Well, if you look at it too, and the reason I said
when you have an NFL team trying to be built, I was in Charlotte when that team was being put together.
And the reason I told you that they were never moving to London is because for him to get out of his 30-year lease that he still got 8 more years, and he would have had to pay $6.5 million to get out of that. Plus,
you said million. That's nothing.
Well, hold on. Plus, they already proved the new office building and the new practice facility they're going to build down. That's $48 million.
See, I never heard the things. Everything on my end was if Jacksonville does this. I never heard if you guys want to do anything to redevelop the stadium and
the national media is pushing us to go to London. That's the national media.
Damn right.
The national media.
It's either Mexico City or London. That's the next NFL team. We both know that, right?
See, what you don't realize here is the local media has the right image, right to they had the hotline right to Shad Khan himself. And then when the national media first know that, boom, a local media went straight to Shad Khan and asked him, is that true? He said no. And the reason
he first got the team, they talking about that piss poor stadium you were playing in. They're like, look, we got to upgrade. We got to upgrade. And nobody wanted to upgrade right away because you had a mayor, a council. Somebody was fighting that. And that's when
it was the city council.
Played the most games in London than any other sports franchise.
Right. But see, they did do upgrades to that stadium. They upgraded the 2 scoreboards that's sitting up there. You laid those 2 big scoreboards down?
Scoreboard?
Yeah, we got huge scoreboards.
2.
The two scoreboards, if you lay them on the football field, straight on the football field, it covers the whole entire football field. That's how big those scoreboards are.
Have you seen what Raiders and Jerry and Arizona have been doing?
They're bigger.
Exactly.
Jacksonville Jaguars got the biggest outdoor scoreboards in any stadium.
No shit.
Yep.
But you getting another stadium? Or are you going to keep that one?
What they're doing and what they can do and what they are planning on doing, because the city owns the lot they're on. So basically, what Shad Khan is doing is he's piecemealing the upgrades to the stadium.
Okay. So
He had it.
y'all have an
Hold on.
entertainment district?
Yeah, hold on. He's got a amphitheater attached to the stadium now, along with a practice facility. That when the new practice facility gets built, he turned that practice facility that's over by the amphitheater that's attached to the stadium. That's going to be a recreation ball field for local high schools and stuff like that, and like for local recreation. They're going to turn that into a recreation area. For that school, it's going to be the football field there. Then they get their own practice football field across the street.
So right now, if the Jags play at home tomorrow, is there like an entertainment area, or is it just outside the parking lot still?
It's still out in the parking lot, but as soon as they start building this thing, he said they think everything should be, because they got to move the hazmat out of the old shipyard here. So they're starting to move the hazmat. The city finally got the
shipyard down there. That's right.
Yeah, the city finally got the butts to help, because Shad Khan put half the money in. The city put the other half to get the hazmat moved out.
See, that's what I had heard. So from my end, I had heard that. We had heard that Jacksonville was not into redeveloping the area to solidify the entertainment for the team, and that's why.
No.
They got two games. Hold on. They went to London twice in 1 year. First team to ever do that.
Yeah.
Because the NFL wants to get in bed with London and Mexico City.
Well, I'm going to tell you about the London deal. And this is straight out of Shad Khan's mouth that he told everybody here at a press conference, because everybody wanted to know why he was doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you ready for this? Out of that London deal, Amazon has put four developments down here in Jacksonville. They have 4 distribution centers here in Jacksonville.
The new owner or the last dude?
The last dude.
The dude before COVID or the new dude? Because one dude quit.
No, the other dude, the big CEO, the one who owned Amazon out of his own garage.
The one dude quit. Somebody quit, like pre-COVID. Right
now,
when COVID started.
No, DeVazo is the one that owned Amazon. Okay. He's the one that brought all these distribution centers here.
Okay.
Through that London game. See, Shad Khan used the London game as a business trip.
Everybody should.
And what happens is, to keep a small market team here in Jacksonville, they have to use that London game because they get some revenue from that. They get all the revenues that's over in London. So that brings it back here.
That's why Alabama plays University of Atlantic, South Dakota.
Yeah. So they get the money from that. They help them offset the low cost, the money they lose, they're not making up for the big thing. So what they did was they used that as a business trip. They bring all these people that want to develop here in Jacksonville. So what they did was they took a there used to be a highway go down. They couldn't get transfer trucks underneath it. So they had to close one of the South Port here of right across the street from the stadium. Right. They had to close the Jack's Port, that area. Now they reopened that area because they got a lot of people who want to come. All the exports and stuff are coming here in Jacksonville. So he did that. They got a new Navy ship that's coming here for a museum. It's going to be part of his. He built his thing around his museum of a Navy ship that's coming here. So that's going to be part of his. That's going to be part of his. That's going to be part of his stuff. So. That's going to be part of it.
That's intriguing hearing that from your end, because I never knew all that.
Yeah, that's
just really intriguing, right?
They just got approved a $48 million new football facility that's going to take the coaching office and all their office out of the stadium, because they have all their offices inside the stadium.
So you're not getting a new stadium. They just renovating them.
They're going to renovate
your district.
Right.
Okay. Do they have a name of it yet that you know of?
Not yet. Okay. This is Mark Lamping, because he's taking that area like he did in St. Louis, and he's trying to make that same area here.
Wow. Whoa. Mark Lamping is down there?
Yeah. He's our president.
Wow. St. Louis people. I don't know if you follow what he just told me. Wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, he's our president. He's been our president since Shai Khan got here.
NoWay.org. Man, what a
Yep.
St. Louis connection right there.
Yeah, he's making.
In a
He's
perfect
making
world, man, I would have been down there today. Would have been doing the show down there from Jacksonville. And
Yeah,
I'm looking
he's
at this show right now down the street from your house. And it's, I don't know who this lady is on here, but I want to find out who she is on Twitter or somebody. But whoever she is, she's doing a fine job.
Yeah, that's that right there. They're partying in parking lot J. That's gonna be gone here soon.
No crap.
Yeah, the whole parking lot J is gonna be gone.
Man, what is, wow.
He's putting an office building over there. It's gonna be like luxury office. He's
Like
putting
to
a
the left
5-star.
before we got the palm trees.
Yeah, he's putting a 5-star hotel across the street
Wow.
for teams to come and stay.
I would call it the Khan effect.
He's revitalizing downtown. They have a building that they have what we call an eyesore. Somebody put a cheap condominium building up, and somebody got killed. So they stopped the thing and been the eyesore the whole time. They got that knocked down now. He knocked that down, and he's revitalizing the whole downtown area
Wow.
to make it a vibrant NFL city.
Cool, man.
And that's what the national media don't want to tell you.
I had no idea about that. I really didn't. I'm going to share that
Yeah.
on my show again Monday, what you shared me today about Shai Khan and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know this is All Sports, All Players Network college football show with Ray and Dre. Got a little off topic right there because the largest outdoor cocktail party is going down in his backyard. And I should have been there. But if my buddy, my new neighbor I just met has an RV, if he answers my RV call, I'm going to do the show from his RV next week. You're going to see me in an RV.
Well, yeah. Once I get all my equipment and stuff, next year I'm trying to see how much it's going to cost to get a
travel
canopy
and just hit college games.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is I'm looking at how much it's going to cost for a canopy tent with the ASAP ASAP stuff and the college network breakdown show. So we can put a tent thing up, put all our stuff underneath there, and set up a game show, like on site show.
Get people to come up and talk, give sound bites.
Yeah.
I'm all over.
I got a camera that streams straight online. I got I just need a few lights and some power generator and internet connection. So
I can see your house from here, Ray. I see you.
So yeah, I'm gonna go across. There's a bridge over here. I can go across every morning when you get on top of the bridge. You can see the stadium.
What's that bridge called again? I've been across that bridge.
Well, you got the Danes Point Bridge. You got the Danes Point Bridge is near my house. You can actually see the stadium from there. You got the Matthew Bridge and you got the Hart Bridge. Matthew Bridge is on this side of the stadium, and the Hart Bridge is the green. The green one is the Hart Bridge. The rusty looking one is the Matthew Bridge.
Oh, they got the drone shut up. Oh my God. Paul Fimbom has a plane flying that he picks Georgia with a banner going behind it.
So, yeah, last few months we got off topic, but yeah, the Florida Gators and
that was a good topic conversation though.
Yeah. Yeah, see, the national media don't tell you everything that goes on here in Jacksonville. So when you can talk to the local person, when you say, "Oh, they're going
that's why I brought it up." You live there.
Yep. Nope. That's the national media. That's the national media hyping up. They want to, Shai Khan's moving this and that because Shai Khan was entitled to trying to own Wembley Stadium. Yep. And the only reason he was buying Wembley Stadium is that will give us more revenue when they put concerts and stuff in there. It gives Jacksonville more revenue here to keep us valorized here in Jacksonville. So
all about that.
Because do you know the original owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars put in the contract that he signed to never move the team out of Jacksonville?
I heard that.
So
I heard that from the greatest offensive lineman you ever had.
Bazzelli?
Oh my God. I met that dude.
Well, I met him too.
It's a big, massive human being.
Oh, yeah.
He shook my hand. He grabbed me. He said, "You're a real cool dude, man." What? And I just kept looking up like, what?
His other counterpart is Loggerman. He used to play for the Jets. Came down here, played for the Jaguars at the end of his career. Yeah, he's married to a local. He used to be a local. She used to be a local TV news host here. He's married to.
All right, buddy. It's that time.
So, yeah. Well, this has been great. I know we'll be off topic there a little bit. To me, nobody. He's picked Florida. I picked Georgia. You know,
I'm taking the lead after this week. Watch.
Well, if you take the lead, that's good. Because and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I got Georgia. Let me write it down real quick. My mother-in-law's a Gator fan, and I always pick on her. I told her this time. I said, if Georgia wins, I'm buying her a Bulldog flag, and I'm gonna go fly it in her front yard.
I tell you what, I gotta go paint my face and find my other jersey and get ready for this game.
Yeah, I would play, but I don't want to mess it up. But you know that song, "Who Let the Dogs Out"?
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be playing today. Who let the dogs out?
That hurts, man. Good luck to your Tar Heels today, though, my man.
I hope they beat them. I hope they take Jesus out of that equation. You know, the
won't.
Football Jesus is.
Turn on all the TVs. Let's get it going. Let's get it revved up.
This has been the All Sports, All Plays College Breakdown Show. This has been Dre. This has been Ray. We've been good to hear. We're taking you all the way past kickoff 1 minute till. Gave you a little lecture about the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're staying here in Jacksonville. So tell you what we see from real media and not real media. The real media is us. The not media is the national media. You know.
We're the real
people. All sports.
We don't get paid. We don't get paid to play sports.
So see y'all next weekend and stuff like that. So
happy Halloween, kids.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports.